Report shots fired. Report shots fired. I repeat, we got one in custody. I repeat, we got one in custody.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome. It is 8 p.m. We were on the money 2/16/2024. Shout out to everybody in the building. What is going on tonight? It is nice to see everybody. Cindy, what's going on? Hold on, I'm about to knock everything off right here. Hold up 1 second. CKI in the building. What's going on? Happy faces. Addie, nice to see you. Buddy, how do we sound, by the way? Buddy, let me know how we sound. We sounding good? Crispy? We sounding good enough out here? Let me know. I'm curious. Mushroom, what's going on? You said, I still think accident. We lost 4 young adults in a house this week. They were all friends. No one intended to die. Look up South Lake Tahoe 4OD fentanyl. I keep hearing about that. By the way, I do keep hearing about that. Cindy Fields, nice to see you tonight. I appreciate it. I see a lot of familiar faces, actually. Thank you to other Aaron. I appreciate the support. Charlotte Phillips, what's going on? Thank you to other Aaron. I appreciate the support to the channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Mushroom Mama, Tara, what's going on, Tara? How we doing tonight? I don't know. So 2 juveniles ended up being arrested. Let's just jump into this right away because it's on my mind. 2 juveniles ended up being arrested for yesterday's shooting or that happened at the parade. Right? Is that what's going on? 2 juveniles. So this ended up being a juvenile scuffle. I haven't fully caught up with it. I had some doctor's appointments and things that I had to take care of. But with this story, it seems as if this was like some juvenile beef or something. That's what I read partially, but I need to look at the whole story. It says 2 juveniles charged in connection to Kansas City Chiefs parade shooting. It says 2 juveniles have been charged with crimes connected to the shooting at the Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl rally, authorities said on Friday. A news release from the Jackson County Family Court said the juveniles are being detained in the county's juvenile detention center on gun-related and resisting arrest charges. The release said additional charges are expected in the future as the investigation by the Kansas City Police Department continues. 20 people were shot. A mother of 2 was killed and 22 people were injured by gunfire on Wednesday afternoon when shots erupted amid the fans gathered at a rally outside Union Station after a parade through the city. The police chief, Stacey Graves, said on Thursday that the victims range from ages of 8 to 47. So it says what half of them under 16. So over half of the people who were shot were literally under the age of 16. Insane. It says police initially detained 3 juveniles, but released 1 who they determined was not involved in the shooting. Police are looking for others who may have been involved and are calling for witnesses, victims, and people with cell phone footage of the violence to call a dedicated hotline. It says a shooting outside Union Station occurred despite the presence of more than 800 police officers. That's a lot of people, or a lot of police. But then again, if you think about how many people were there at this place, right? And I was actually looking at this. I was looking at this little video before I came on here. So before we actually dive into the meat and potatoes, I did want to show this little piece right here. This little kid was shot, and he's telling the story like it's one.
Samuel then showed us where he was shot.
The bullet went through.
What's going on, Lil 12? Welcome to the stream, Mucka. Nice to see you.
He's recovering now at home. The memories still fresh.
I was just crying a lot.
Yeah. You had to have been terrified.
Yeah, I was terrified. I was traumatized.
You haven't slept.
Yeah, like if I would go to sleep, I would get nightmares, flashbacks.
2 juveniles are now facing gun-related and resisting arrest charges. Future hearings could determine if they'll be tried as adults, with more serious charges expected.
Oh, you said my friend was there and watched this juvenile shoot in the crowd. He targeted kids. That's not gang related. Yeah, that seems like some type of hatred, right? That's what I would think. What's going on, Buford? Welcome, T. Buford or Burford. I said Buford. Silent the R. Gwen, what's going on? Poor boy, it's
Last
crazy.
night, a vigil
Fun
for
size,
Lisa
welcome.
Lopez Galvan, who died, and the 22 others wounded. The Chiefs quarterback also reaching out. Mahomes and his wife Brittany visiting 8 and 10-year-old sisters at Children's Mercy
Oh,
Hospital, both of them shot in the leg. They, like Samuel Ariano, not just dealing with trauma, but also a loss of innocence.
You're 10 years old. You were at a parade. You were having fun with your family. Do you think that
this
you
is
would
crazy.
be willing or go to kind of a large parade or gathering?
You said I heard he was just spinning and shooting. A lot of reset. That's wild. This is just sad what our world is turning into. Crazy. What about murder charges? I mean, it just says specifically that 2 juveniles charged in connection. Now I don't know who's gonna get the charges, what charges. I think that's why they're still trying to collect evidence in the whole entire case. But we're gonna jump into some things here because there's some numbers that are adding up in this Kansas City 3 case. And by the way, I do want to say that it is still an open investigation. It's an open death investigation. It has not been closed. Was able to find that out. So I do want to share that information with you guys right now. What's going on, Ren? Welcome to the stream. Happy faces. It is very sad. And it's like so normalized these days because it's the cameras on and news stations are going to hit you up for the story. People are going to hit you up for the story in general. Us normal people want to know what happened, right? But as far as seeing this young man stand up there and show his gunshot wound and talk about it, it's crazy what we're now seeing. Makes me cry. This little boy, it's wild. It's wild. Look at this.
Again,
No.
and why not be willing or go to kind of a large parade or gathering again?
No.
And why not?
Because you never know what could happen.
Police here in Kansas City are now trying to determine the motive that led to the shooting.
Crazy.
Investigators are asking for help. They're asking for help from people who attended this parade, specifically for any cell phone video that may explain.
You said the parents should be charged also. Why do teenagers have guns at a parade?
Bing bang.
I'm just saying, what's going on with that? Where are they getting the guns from? I mean, you get guns from your friends. You got people on the block who are getting rid of guns. It is out there. And kids can get their hands on guns these days. Teenagers can. We were able to when we were young teens. So it's bad. It's really bad. Did you know that America is the worst in gun violence? Now, I'm not saying strip Americans of their guns, but damn, you got to be more. We got to be more careful with firearms. You can't just have them shits. You can't have your guns around to where kids can get into them and get a hold of them. You know what I mean? That's how this problem happens. And other ways too. And other ways. You said a lot of this could be avoided if people that don't want to pay attention to their children will stop having children, because of a lot of people pop children out and then check out of parents and then we get them. That's how it happens. That's exactly how it happens. Our youth has no future. And then people want to live on it, to visit back on what you're saying. Not only it's on both sides, because you got people that pop out children and then live off the state for years and they continue to have more so they can add up the money on that and pay $20 a month in rent, or $20 a month in rent, and don't want to do shit. But that's a whole different story. Melanie, what's going on? She said this incident could potentially change that little boy's life forever. He is in my prayers.
How a dispute ended in tragedy. Jerika?
Yeah, a lot of people feeling like Samuel there. Charlie DeMar.
All right, so back over, I want to jump back into our topic that everybody I know wants to talk about and has been hitting me up about. This investigation has not been closed. I was able to find that out. It's still an open death investigation. I don't know what's going on here, but
so what I don't understand, Jonathan.
You'll find out. You said if parents, you said if parents can make it with or make it to 50 without crime, but their kid does something like this, 12 to 8 or 12 to 18, Kids should be held responsible, not the parents, in my opinion. Yeah, because kids are capable of sneaking off and doing things. They do go to school, and you can come across some shit at school. You'd be surprised at the things that kids can come across at school, like guns, drugs. Absolutely. I can just go off experience and tell you guys myself. Back in high school, middle school, we had weed. We were buying weed off of other kids in school. It was like that where I'm from. Now I don't know if it was like that where you're personally from, but we could buy drugs there at school. So I mean, it's pretty crazy what even you can see in school and find out about in school. Guns have personally affected my family, but the gun isn't to blame. It's who's holding it. Exactly. That's the exact issue. I agree with that too. The Nolly writer says 22 total victims, 9 of which were children, 1 verified adult, female passed. Also, there was a terroristic threat of mass shooting the night before the parade.
Oh my God!
Why do I keep hearing that story? Where was that report at, though? Where's the original report before that? And you said in Arizona, the goons gang of teenagers are beating other teens. Allegedly, gang suspected of teen death at Halloween party. 22 teens have been arrested. That's crazy. But then again, it's not unheard of. It's not unheard of. Welcome, Gilly. Welcome to the stream.
His brother. If Ricky was outside and getting cold.
Yeah, let's hop into that topic before I play this little clip real quick. You said trying to connect dots for who supplied party drugs, maybe trying to find the bigger dealer takes time. Exactly. Now we know that they got the codes for the phones. I know that Fluffles called in before and was like, yeah, I called in and asked, and they said that they got into the phones. I'm like, damn, I was surprised you were able to find out that much information. And I know somebody who just called in and was seeing if the investigation was still open or not. And they said it was open. What's going on, Tammy? Welcome to the stream. Diane says, I don't think parents should be charged for what their punk kids do. Turn the page says 19 teens arrested in my town yesterday, all gang related. It's like a normal thing, right? On Kansas City 5 channel. What's going on, Aaron? Welcome to the stream. Nice to see you. Yeah, I've lost a lot of weight. I'm weighing like 194 right now. Did you know that I weighed like 227 pounds 2 months ago? If you go back onto those streams from 2 months ago, you'll see. Now I'm 194 pounds, which is absolutely insane. Cat Pope says, I'm from the UK, and when you talk about kids finding a gun, I suppose we look at the USA as bloody nuts. I understand. That's all it is guns over here. You can get your hands on a gun real easily. You could get one in the streets. A few phone calls and somebody could get a gun if you know the right people. That's how easy it is out here. It is a problem. And then now a problem here, the big problem is the fentanyl and the drugs. There's so much fentanyl and drugs and cocaine and different type of, I mean, not even just cocaine. It's even found in marijuana, and they're reporting deaths from laced marijuana with fentanyl, which is absolutely insane too. Darlene, what's going on? Nice to see you. Miss Shauna Lee, nice to see you. Thank you. I appreciate that. But you look healthy, Janice said. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Why didn't he just go inside? There have also
Just
been
Sunky,
reports
what's
that
going
the
on?
bodies were dragged out. We know that the doors were locked when the fiance came over looking for one of the victims. So wouldn't your brother have just gone to his car or gone back inside?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I mean, that's common sense, and he never went outside without a coat on. I mean, getting my terms right,
I'll open it.
hypothermia is understandable, but that's not the root cause. You know, my brother is a smart man, and I mean, the other 2 men always looked out for each other. So the odds of 3 men going through hypothermia, which is a process that takes time, all at the exact same time, is the part that doesn't make sense. I mean, we can go back and forth about terms, but that's not a cause I would accept.
I want to follow up on something you just said, Jonathan.
Make sure you vote
The
then. Thank you,
likelihood.
Gilly.
and no one has discussed this, the likelihood that all three would drop dead with hypothermia in the backyard at the same time, with two of them out in the backyard and one of them, and oh yeah, I want to follow up with you, Grace Smith. How far were the backyard bodies from the porch and the window? Okay, I want to follow up on that. But to Jonathan Price,
Yeah, no doubt, Mike.
the likelihood that they're all three going to die of hypothermia, two out in the yard, one lying on a lounge chair, I think, on the back porch. I mean, how could you miss that?
Yeah,
That's
I mean, they're all
extremely low.
different sized men.
My man Jasunki said an update. Yeah, there's an update for you. Jordan's out of rehab. And another update, it's still being investigated. So what is going to be the end? What's going to happen here? That's why I said this might, on the community post, I was like, this may be the last live until there's any more updates on this case, right? I know a lot of people have been hitting me up. They still want to talk about this case, and that's fine. And I'm about to open up the lines too for people who do want to call in. If you want to call in and talk, you're more than welcome to call in and talk. Why? What is going to be the end result to this case? Is somebody going to be locked up? Is somebody going to be arrested? I don't know. But in the next couple days, next week, and the week after, or is nothing going to happen? Why is it still open though? That's another thing. And KC, gangs are the only family some of these kids have. And that's a lot in a lot of that's in a lot of places too, by the way. I mean, I know you can only speak from where you're from or where you know, but I'm sure you know too that it's like that in all gang cultures. That's all these kids feel like they have because their parents are either a drug addict and are getting high or around these different men, or living a certain type of lifestyle to where the parent is not around, which just happens multiple times. It's happening right now. Somewhere here in the US right now, it's happening constantly in so many different households in every single state. Yeah. How long are we gonna have to wait?
May I jump
for a
back
press
in?
conference or more?
Yes.
If I can jump back in. And Jonathan, you're absolutely correct. So
I agree, Gwen.
there's something else that's going on. So before they get to that point,
What's going on, Matthew? Welcome
we
to the
don't
stream.
know, once again, waiting for the toxicology. So I believe too, the hypothermia could be the end point because they were left outside in the elements. And they might have been unresponsive for whatever reason, whether it be alcohol or other drugs. I don't know.
Hold up. I see you guys calling in and it's not ringing. Let me refresh my page. Now try again. I see people calling in and it's clearly not ringing on this side. So,
but you're absolutely correct. It's not like they were out, skiing or walking outside and got lost. Their cars broken down altogether. But there is something else. So
that was a
you
quick
are correct.
rehab.
I believe hypothermia is part of it.
Yeah,
but there's something is missing, and without that, the missing piece, which is the toxicology or other things they saw at autopsy.
You said they're playing the game. 775, you're live. What's going on?
Hey, this is Tara Pink. I was just calling. Am I on live?
Yeah. Anytime I answer from here, you're on.
Okay, I had something to say. That was a super, super quick rehab. There is no way that if he went in for that he is over it or he's clean or whatever. I think that he went to rehab to lessen his charges or something like that. That's all I had to say because that's really suspicious. So that's all I had to say.
Yeah, somebody. What was it? I don't know. Is somebody going to be charged? Because why is it still open, right? Because if they passed away from these drugs, that's 3 times the amount. Then, why haven't they marked it as just an overdose, or is there something more malice or malicious to it?
Right. Yeah, that it's just suspicious to me because I know like to get over anything, you got to be in there like 30, 60, 90 days at least.
That's a fact.
And like, I don't know. But okay, that's all I had to say.
Well, I appreciate you,
All right.
Sarah. Thank you.
All
God
right,
bless you.
bye.
Make sure you lock your doors too. Shout out to Terry. I appreciate it. 219-885-9693. I want to hear from you. You want to call in? More than welcome to. We could chat. We could do whatever. What's going on? Tweedledee. T-REV, is Jordan gonna be in jeopardy? Pun intended. Now that he's out of rehab. I don't know. I mean, we'll see. You never know. Unknown. Show your face, not your waist. This ain't the place. Not today, baby.
There is no cause of death. Right now, the cause of death is undetermined, and the manner of death is undetermined. We don't know if it's an accident
for
or a
all
homicide.
3 to perish.
I agree. I
Has
totally
anyone-
agree. That's why there is another.
You said, has anyone heard of infidelity being involved in a marriage situation? More than one person involved in the cover up. I've heard some wild stories, Patricia. We can't lie about it. I'm sure we all have some wild ass stories, right? I mean, you see brothers cheating with their brother's girl for like weird stuff. So yeah, I mean, I'm sure that's going on all over. In my opinion, he's not better from the drugs and the deaths. You said true, I agree, caller, and I think he was told to do that just to keep his job. I don't know. Insurance runs long, he stays impatient. It depends. Yeah, I get insurance. Insurance ain't cheap, especially if you got, if you got your job insurance and your job is covering that shit. Unknown, I don't know what you're trying, but it ain't working.
Contributing factor that is missing, and we don't know that missing piece yet. You're absolutely correct.
And now we have the issue of the
So what?
homeowner, as we're
I'm lost.
calling him, checking himself in to rehab. Have you again noticed
Very
every time a
sad.
Hollywood celebrity gets in trouble, like they're in deep. Let me think. I
Impatient
gave up
release.
cursing when I had the twins. Deep doo doo. They run and check into rehab.
You said deep doo doo.
First to Jonathan Price. This is Ricky Johnson's brother. Jonathan, thank you for being with us.
Thank you for having me, Nancy.
Jonathan, first of all, we've been praying for you, your brother, your family, and the other victims since we first heard about this. It's hard for me to believe they froze to death, given what I know about the temperatures during those 2 days. But I'll get to that later. I want to hear from the beginning how this debacle, this odyssey.
I don't know. Point blank period. I don't feel like they should all be lawyered up. In my personal opinion, I don't think that nobody should be lawyered up. I don't give a fuck if your friends overdose at your house or not. Everybody's like, yeah, lawyer up, lawyer up, lawyer up. But in all actuality, in my opinion, why are you lawyering up if your friends just came over and y'all did some drugs or say that's the case, y'all did some drugs and they ended up passing away? There's no need for no lawyer, because if you did absolutely nothing wrong, the only thing you did was do drugs and you were honest with the police department, you really could save yourself a lot of money and time by just throwing the flat out truth out there. Yeah, we got high, we went and picked it up from so and so, whatever, right? That's how I look at it. Everybody's different. Yeah, I would lawyer up because there's a lot of things going on, and I get that aspect of things. But you know what? If you are 100% truthful from the time that the police arrive or whatever time you find your friends, anything happen, and you pick up that phone and you make that phone call and you're honest, you won't need a fucking lawyer in case you have tons of drugs in your house or some stuff like that. In case you got a lot to hide, I mean, that's about that. But money says exactly. That's what I'm just saying. Mardi Gras is over, thank goodness, back to normal. Kathy says, Trev, when did you come in? You slid right by me. Came in just a little bit ago. Robert said no notification. It happens. I don't know what's good. I don't know what's up with that.
Started for you.
Well, I was working the Wednesday after, and my brother called me and gave me the news. You know, and the information he shared with me is not very far off from what I have now, 3.5 weeks later, which is very sad. So, I mean, just like you said there, you know, ever since then, we've been trying to find answers
Well,
as
I'm
much as we
curious.
can.
What
I see
did
you.
your
I see you.
brother say to you?
Ain't working though.
Well, he told me that I have some bad news to share, and I don't want it to be like this because we don't
Hello?
live very close, so it's not like
Hey,
he can just
T-REV,
step
how
down
are
and,
ya?
and
What's
tell me.
going on? You were live 207, sent from heaven. What is going on? Talk to us.
Well, I might be sent from heaven, but I don't know about that for sure 100%. But what I do know is I'm confused about this.
Right.
Like I'm as confused as a homeless man being sent on house arrest.
Wow.
Really, yeah. So like, I think his dad took the dogs knowing what happened. I don't know. I think the whole situation is it's surreal. It's surreal. It's definitely surreal. I don't think that I mean, let me rephrase that. I think that Jordan had something to do with the original play out of the situation. I think he had something to do with the drugs. I know he's out of rehab right now, but I think he had something to do with the drugs. And I think he has everything to do with how much was distributed to each of the victims.
You said you
I
think
really
it
do.
had something to do with what was distributed to them?
I think he knows what he himself, I think he has knowledge of what was distributed to each of the victims. I think he knows how much was distributed. I think he knows how it was distributed. Like if it was cocaine, then it was cocaine and this amount of fentanyl and this amount of whatever other drugs. Because, we still don't even know. We still do not even know all of the drugs that was involved in this.
Yeah, and I agree.
There are more drugs involved in what we have been told. I think Jordan knows. I think it's just a matter of time that it all comes out, but I don't think we're going to be told all of the information or all of the drugs involved until the police know what is taught to them, what is learned from what they have discovered.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, I wonder what did they find in their pockets? Was there something? Was there a little baggie in each pocket? Did one person have something? What was the amount of anything that was found when they went there? That would be, that'd be super telling. But the fact that a jacket was inside is super telling in itself. You get what I'm saying?
I don't think absolutely. T-REV, I don't think it has anything to do with what was found on their person. I think it has to do with what was found or not found. Let me rephrase that. Or not, in quotations, found in the house. I don't think they have knowledge of all of the ingredients or all of the products, drugs, whatever the case may be. I don't think that was all knowledgeable to the police department when they went to go investigate. I think it was clear. I think within that 43 hours that Jordan had to sleep or not sleep, I think in that the 43 hours, he had more than ample enough time to clean up whatever it is that was there.
And it's
That's
like,
my belief.
my thing is I wonder what the cause of death is showing. Is it showing cause from hypothermia, cause of death? Because then that throws another little hook. You know what I mean?
They did say it was from hypothermia.
Well, that's
So
what I
what?
heard. I only heard that they said it was from. They didn't say it was from anything. They just said on the toxicology, on the prelim, the part that was leaked out to us was cocaine, THC, and 3 times the amount of fent. That was all.
Right. They also said
though.
They also said that the amount of drugs that was in their system caused them to pass out, and then it also caused hypothermia, which was the actual cause of death. They did say that. They did say that.
Yeah, I didn't see them say cause of death hypothermia anywhere. I haven't seen that yet.
I saw that in the.
Now I did see Jordan allegedly said my friends froze to death to somebody. I seen that, but nothing stamped on paper that said they froze to death.
Well, on the study that Duty Ron went through on the actual facts that Duty Ron went through.
Yes, ma'am.
One of the programs that he showed off, one of them said that yes, they did do drugs. However, yes, they did pass out from the drugs, and yes, they did get hypothermia from the pass out of the drugs,
right?
And that's how they were pronounced dead. They were pronounced dead.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
From the drugs, but no, it absolutely did come out from Duty Ron. Where
so you're saying Duty Ron speculating that when they died in the backyard that they froze, and part of it was from hypothermia. I get what you're saying. That makes sense.
Yeah,
I get what you're saying. 100% makes sense.
Yeah.
No, I get what and he might, and you know what? He may be spot on with that because he's seen so many cases, and I don't know if he's seen anything like this, but it sounds spot on. Yeah, that definitely is speculation. That's what I was thinking. But it's for sure.
I mean, it might be speculation as far as what Deuteron is saying, as far as the drugs causing the passing out, causing the hypothermia or whatever. That could be speculation. I don't think he's too far off. That's my opinion. I do not think he's that far off. I'm so sorry you're still sick. Your cough is horrible. I'm so sorry.
Nah, yeah, I just got an MRI yesterday, so we'll see what shows up.
Well, hopefully it gets better for you. I'm so sorry you're sick.
Yeah, I'm not.
But I'm
okay.
The show, and I am trying to keep up with what Duty Ron says. I mean, as far as this case goes, you and Duty Ron are the only two shows that I watch. Referring to this stipulation, the drugs, the hypothermia, homicide, the Kansas City 4 or the Kansas City 3. I mean, you guys are the only ones that I listen to, and I really respect all that you do. I love that you keep us involved, which is very important, I think, for a show to progress.
Absolutely.
And yeah, so I mean, I thank you for what you do. I thank Duty Ron for what he does, and I maybe take a little bit of time and listen to his shows, his last couple shows. I mean, it really digs down and it makes you understand a little bit. Well, it makes you understand what could be the little bit of information that is fact, Gotcha. So I'm not saying everything that I'm saying is fact. I'm just saying it makes sense.
Yeah. We'll see how it plays out. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. This may be the last live on this until some new information comes out. But then again, you never know. Like I said, by Monday, something new could come out on this, which
You
more than
never
likely
know.
it always does. No, it happens like that all the time.
It does.
It does. So,
It does. Absolutely.
but I appreciate you calling in. Thank you. Make sure you lock your
Yes,
doors.
sir.
Thank you for being a
Yes,
voice of the
sir. I love
community.
you so much.
Love you back. Shout out to you. Lock your doors. Love and light. Love and light. Love and light. 219-885-9693. We want to hear from you. What's your thoughts and opinions on this case? It's maybe the last night I covered this, to be honest with you, until some new relevant information comes out. There's a lot of cases that need attention, right? A lot. There's a lot of stuff that I'm sure people want to see me cover. I've been seeing the emails, and there is a lot of different cases too and suggestions that you guys do send in. So don't think that I don't see those. The fact that we do know is Jordan shouldn't be considered a suspect to people anymore because it was never investigated as a homicide. Ever, not once was it. Yeah, they said that. 100%. 100%. Sense of community. Thank you. I appreciate the love in the chat too. I'll see you guys. 934, you're in the door. Talk to me.
Hey, it's Fun Size.
How's it going? How you doing tonight?
Good. How are you?
Hanging in there. What did you say your name was?
Good. It's Fun Size.
Oh, okay. I got you. Fun Size. What's going on? Talk to us.
So here's the thing. When you have inpatient and outpatient treatment centers, a lot of them normally would be a 28-day hold. However, with that said, in the amount of people right now in the world that need help, they're actually only doing like a 7-day to 14-day inpatient for detox, specific detox, medicated detoxes. So he might have just done the 7-day detox program because it usually only takes a few days to 7 to 10 days to get the medications out of your system. However, with that said, he also would have had to do inpatient therapy, and they would have a treatment program for him when he got out, which means he would do an extensive outpatient program, which they had set up, I'm guessing, throughout the inpatient part of it. So for him to be out this soon does not surprise me. I literally have 3 other people that I know that went in, did 10 to 14 days, were out, and one of them has now been clean 2.5 years.
Wow. Wow.
So people should definitely do some research. I mean, you could even just as easily call somebody and be like, hey, I'm trying to do some research. What's your low, your average stay for somebody who has insurance, doesn't have insurance? There's a lot of different factors, though, is what medication, how much alcohol they consume or drugs they consume, how long they've been using. Like, some people don't use often, but they use enough where, a sociable user doesn't use as much as an everyday user. So therefore their detox probably isn't going to be as extensive. So a 7 to 14 day would be sufficient for them as long as they are doing the outpatient that goes with it, which means counseling. That means AA, NA meetings, speaking with your doctor and the team, your treatment team. There's a whole fiasco that comes with treatment and how to your recovery process, your after recovery. It's not a 14 or 28 day thing. It's a lifetime thing.
It definitely is a lifetime thing, fighting addiction. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah, it's just one part of getting clean, and then you maintaining it is the hardest part. Not even the getting clean. I'm sure it's not fun, but a lot of people that I know that have been addicts or whatever. Luckily for me, I've never been a drinker. I've used prescription painkillers before and got off those because I just didn't like the way they made me feel. But I mean, there's a lot of people out there that are addicted to something. We all have vices.
Right.
I'm a cigarette smoker. I wish I could quit doing that cold turkey, but even that seems to be hard. But I'm trying. So yeah.
That's a good point. I think that's a good point about the addiction and everybody having an addiction. For instance, I smoke these little vapes. People are like, those are bad for you, but it's an addiction to nicotine. Right.
Yeah.
So I traded off.
Absolutely.
Essentially, I traded off from which I did the math that you spent way more money on cigarettes than anything. So it's like, okay, but when I don't know. It's definitely an addiction, to say the least. Again, the nicotine addiction, and it is doing nothing but destroying you. So I mean,
Yeah, and to be honest, a lot of people probably don't know this, but the hardest type of treatment and the longest treatment out there isn't even sex or isn't even drugs or alcohol. It's sexual treatment. People that are sex addicts have to go through way more extensive and longer treatment than people for drugs and alcohol. And I bet that would surprise most people, but that's true.
So are you saying that you think he went to like a 7-day to just
I think
detox?
between one, his insurance, his work, a lot of people that have to work or that have children to take care of or family members like he does with his father who has severe Alzheimer's.
Right.
I'm guessing, and again, this is just my opinion and what I'm guessing, as somebody who's worked in a treatment facility, it is very common for people to come in and do what they call a 7 to 14 day medication detox, which means that you are not withdrawing cold turkey. You are on a medication that helps your withdrawal symptoms, but you detox through that 7 to 14 days. You do your inpatient extreme therapy, which is numerous times a day, every single day. You do come up with a treatment plan that works for you inside and outside. And so many things come into play with that. But yes, I do think that that's what he did. I also don't think that he was an everyday constant user. And if he was, I don't think that he had been doing it for years and years like people keep speculating. None of them come off to me as people that were so down in the dirt as far as drug using or alcohol using. I know he's an alcoholic, and if that's been stated, I think his alcohol was way worse than his drug use.
What are your thoughts on the threes adding up here? Did you see all these numbers that were adding up with
yeah,
it's like
honestly,
super weird.
numbers add up in every case and every
I
situation.
know
Most people just don't look at them like that. And I'm not a
like
superstitious
Idaho
person.
did too. It did in Idaho too.
Yeah, I mean that's just something that happens. Numbers play an effect in every single thing with our life. People just don't look at it closely usually.
Say callers, where is the caller getting their info from? That's not how it works. I don't know what you're referring to, Ellie. I don't know.
I'm on the east side. I'm a registered nurse, and I have actually worked in inpatient treatment centers. And you can absolutely go do your own research. Yes, there's a lot of 28-day or 30-day programs. There's even 60 and 90-day programs. But because so many people need help right now, and many insurance companies don't cover long stays, they have then made up the short stay program. It's very true. You'd be surprised how many people go in and do 14 days, come out and do an outpatient program instead of complete inpatient. Some people start with a 14 or 28-day inpatient, and then they can maintain with an outpatient program.
I haven't been to rehab personally. I mean, the shit that
when
I went through with mine, when I went through my addiction, it was like at home was rehab. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I know I've know people that went to rehab. I've met people that went to rehab. Welcome to everybody who's just coming in. Shout out to you guys. I see you all. Thank you, Sarah, Tattooed Angel. Nice to see you. But yeah, it's like I've seen, people that went to rehab and some people be successful, some not. I did my own shit at home. Cold turkey, sweating through the bed, going through my little thing. But you're right though. You made some very good points about it always being a fight. That's just the first step. Rehab, whatever step you do take, it is just the first step, and it's a fight for the rest of your life.
Right. And again, one of those inpatient treatments, like somebody can schedule and say, okay, I need to go in for a 28-day program. But say at 14 or 10 or 14 or 18 days, they say, okay, I feel like I'm okay enough to go out and just continue to maintain on an outpatient therapy level. Inpatient therapy cannot hold you to make you stay inside. They just can't. So whether he went out on his own accord or he was let out by a doctor's orders, that's not only he knows that.
I did want to show this to the chat, everybody. Somebody tagged me in this earlier. Jaquavius was last seen on the night of February 9th of 2024 in the vicinity of the 100 North Central wearing black pants, a gray Nike jacket, and black clothes. Again, the young man's name, he's 12 years old, is Jaquavius Taylor, missing in Chicago. So if anybody's in here, you're from Chicago, and you see this young man around, make sure you contact authorities immediately. Somebody tagged me on Twitter. Yeah, somebody tagged me on Twitter, so I wanted to make sure that I show this stream so we can get that out there. Again, if anybody is from Chicago, you see this young kid, please get in contact with the police. But yeah, no, this story again, is there going to be an arrest is my thoughts. Is there going to be an arrest? Is the dealer going to go to jail? Is somebody going to be charged for these drugs being cut with fentanyl? Because it did get a lot of national attention, but now I feel like it's dying down and they're trying to bury it up.
I think it's going to end one of two ways. One, I do not believe you're going to see Jordan at all get locked up or arrested for this. I really don't think he played a part in getting the drugs or dispensing the drugs to them like some do. You know, some people think, and I can understand why they think that way, because they think chemist, he knows what he's doing, blah, blah, blah. However, I would like to believe any smart person, and I'm not saying he's smart or not because I don't know this man, but he wouldn't bring these people over to his house to plan to kill them in his own house.
Yeah, no way.
Again,
No way.
I
don't see that.
But
I definitely don't see that. And then leaving the cars out there, are you kidding me? You would at least try to get rid of the cars if it was a murder.
The whole thing just screams to me, no. But I think if anybody is going to be arrested, I think they are at this point trying to track down where the drugs came from. And if they can figure that out, then I think, yes, you may see an arrest. It will be for a drug dispensing that caused taking the life of three gentlemen. But as far as Jordan goes, no, I don't believe you'll see that there's any. And I, again, from the beginning, have stated I don't believe he is responsible for it either.
Yeah. Well, what about Alex though? Allegedly, what about Alex? I'm talking for my people in the back. Alex is what's going on with Alex?
Personally, I suspect Alex more than I suspect Jordan. But will I sit here and say as a fact that I believe it was Alex that supplied them or brought them? I can't say that. I don't know.
Yeah, but my thing is like this.
I think he's inserted himself in the case, which makes him more suspectful. Like that makes me weird.
Let's get to the fucking meat and potato. Excuse my language, but I gotta get super serious.
You're fine.
I gotta get super serious for a second, because as I logically sit here and I think about this case, right, and I'm putting myself in real time, and I know my fiance, if she went over to her friends and then I fucking didn't hear from her, I promise you that I would.
Days?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
2 days.
So on that day one, where was Alex on that Monday? Did Alex contact any of the family members? Did any of the family members go by Jordan's house? Those are the real deep, valuable questions that because I'd be up on that shit. I'd be
right. Yeah, if my husband doesn't come home for 15 hours and he says, "Oh, I'll be home tonight," and he's not home that night, I'm looking for him.
Man, I think
that night I'm not going to wait 2.5 days to go look for him. No.
That's what I'm saying. So what happened on that Monday when nobody heard from these three? Was that normal? I just want to know, was that normal? Because if that was normal, then I can
very
understand.
Normal. Right. It was either very normal or it was so odd that they just, you know what I mean? But at the same time, that's what makes me feel like it was a more common thing than not, that the guys would say, "Oh, I'm going to this place for the night or the weekend or whatever." But then I've also heard that they had plans to stay at Jordan's for the weekend. So if that was in fact the case, okay, I can understand that. But that was the weekend. Here you come into Monday, nobody shows up to work. Nobody calls. Nobody goes to Jordan's to bang on the door or to see if anybody's there. Nobody contacts Alex on Monday or couldn't get a hold of Alex. So what happened on that Monday? Where was everybody's concern and everything else on the Monday? Why wait until Tuesday night?
Yeah, that's the thing I'm talking.
And Alex knew where they were the whole time.
Right. I don't know.
So why didn't Alex go over and bang on the door immediately when the family reached out to him? Why would he start blowing up Jordan like he said he did? You knew where they were all at. You were the last person to be with them. If that was my friends, I would have been I would have just driven over there, banged on the door, and then if I couldn't get in, I'd have broke in.
It'd have broke in, right? Yeah.
I'd have broke in. I don't care. arrest me for that. I'm
Yeah,
cool with that.
that's another thing. Everyone was trying to text and Facebook message and call Jordan. That's the thing. But that Monday. What happened one day? Not even Monday night. Not even Monday night.
Right.
No one's looking. What's going on there? I mean, you simply. It's easy. They go by that house. They see those vehicles. They know they're there. They're not getting no
But
responses. If you
still,
go
you're
by
not
there
going
on
to stop
Monday.
and check in. You're
That's
not
what I'm
going to
saying.
stop and be
Monday.
like,
No,
oh, hey,
no, but I
I
want to
just
know
wanted to
if
make sure
Alex
you're
had
okay.
contact with the families on Monday. Did Alex have contact with them at all?
Right.
You get what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
I don't know.
That's what I want to know. But anyway, I appreciate you calling in, Fun Size. This one's crazy.
All right.
I don't know if this is the last. I'm saying last live until some new information comes out, but we'll see what's going
Yeah,
on.
no, I agree with that because at this point, all we all have is speculation. It's all like my opinion or your opinion. And it is hard in a case like this because everybody wants answers. But at the same time, the family keeps saying, well, they're not giving us anything. They've given you answers. It's just not answers that you want or that you like. So you want to try to fight for better answers that you think are going to make your situation or your family members look better. Nobody's blaming your family members. There's a lot of people out in the world that do drugs.
Absolutely. Tons of people in my family do drugs. My mom smokes meth, crack, heroin.
Right.
She
It's
not
like they're
heroin.
ashamed of that, though.
No, yeah, I'm not. Like I could say everybody in my family right now at the top of my head that does drugs, and I'm not ashamed of it, of knowing that they do it. I don't talk to these people in my family, but I know that they're drug addicts, and I'm not ashamed to talk about it. It is just
Right,
something
but I
that is
feel
in
like the
life, and people need to
family-
know. You got to be blunt with people these days. If say something did happen like this, you need to let people know right away. Hey, yeah, they did drugs. You know, it's shit
Right,
like
and that's
that.
why I find the guy's wife, I'm sorry, I don't remember names. I want to say Ricky or Clayton's wife or girlfriend that you had spoken to, if she was the one that came out and said, oh, he would never do drugs. We talked about that. That right there was a red flag in my mind. Like, if he had never done them, why are you so worried and talking about that thing? My husband and I know neither one of us do drugs. We don't sit here and have conversations about it because we know neither one does it.
No doubt. I appreciate
Like, my husband's a drinker, but he'll drink a few. He stays home. He doesn't drink and drive. So we, yes, I tell him to be careful just in any situation, but still, I know he wouldn't get in the truck and drive off in it either. So I don't know. There's a whole lot of red flags everywhere, but I hope that there is a resolve to the case soon and families can get closure. But if in fact it was strictly just overdoses, I hope that they can find a way to accept that.
Yeah, I'm sure they should be able to accept if it's nothing found and full investigation was done. Can see them accepting, hey, this was just an overdose. But I think it'll always be questionable if Alex was talking to the families. I think if Jordan did just talk to the families, things would have been cool. But then again, you have people accusing them right off the rip, which I understand that point too. So I can get,
and that
I
came
get all
from
aspects.
Alex.
Yeah,
And
I'm getting
that
in
is
all
another
aspects.
red flag.
Right, and that's another thing that I want to talk about tonight. Right, like I said, this is like the closing chapter until some new information comes out for me on this, because there's a lot more to cover that we all need to cover. But I appreciate
Well,
you.
I
Fun Size.
appreciate your time, and I will let you go, but I'll
Yeah.
be in the chat and listening in.
Thank you, Fun Size. I appreciate you calling, and thank you for
Make
being
sure
a voice in
y'all
the
like the
community.
video.
Thank you. God bless. Make sure you lock your doors too. Shout out to Fun Size. We appreciate it. If you want to call in, it's 219-885-9693. I'm closing the chapter. We got to close the chapter on this until some more information comes out. Right? I hope so. Just chasing our tail with no new info. Exactly. No new info at all. No nothing. So until we can get our hands on some of the information, the file on this case, I feel like tonight will be the closing chapter on talking about it for us. Right? Does anybody feel the same way, or am I tripping? Anyways, though, that's just how I feel with it right now as we speak. And I want to know more about it. What is up with that? What's up with the Alex part? Because and what's up with it? I'm sitting here thinking, what's up with Sunday night? You only went over there to watch a party. You were supposed to go home, right? Or were you staying the night? Somebody knows a little something more. Come on now. You figure your girlfriend or your fiance, somebody who is your fiance, you guys are going to talk a lot, right? You're going to talk about everything. Not only are you going to talk about everything, if you're over at somebody's house and all of a sudden you stop responding and she's not getting no responses midday, anything, right? Then she knows some shit's going on. She would be all over that. 704, you're in the door. What's going on?
Hey.
Yes, ma'am. You were live. Talk to us. What's going on?
I was thinking about Alex.
Mm-hmm.
Alex is the plug, for sure.
So you think Alex is the plug?
For sure. Because, look, the cousin's talking about, nah. You know how when he's talking about, nah. They ask him, what about us? Nah. You were not going to sell out your plug. The cousin also uses him. Right?
I don't. Yeah, I can't say that.
Allegedly,
I don't know. I
in
don't
my
know
opinion.
that. I don't know that.
Conspiracy, allegedly.
No, but I see what you're saying, and it does seem like because the way that Caleb had took up for him in the video and was like Alex was a good man. It seems as if he knows him. I'm not going to say that. You know,
that's his. In my opinion, allegedly conspiracy theory. That's his plug, and he ain't gonna sell him out, and he's gonna be like, oh, Jordan did it. They're going to sell him out because he's the rich kid. He was buying drugs for everybody, all that. Yeah. I'm not saying Jordan is completely innocent in this whole thing, but Alex, bro, yeah, that's where they got it.
So the thing is like a lot of people ask, like, why is Alex so close with the families? He's inside, and then Jordan, nothing. Jordan, he doesn't even have a picture with them that I could find.
Do you take pictures with your plug?
Hell no. I mean, it depends though. With your
That's
plug?
what I'm saying.
With
You
your
are
plug?
close
Hell no. You don't take pictures with your plug.
You don't.
I do like the thinking that you have here. So but the thing though, let's get down to this, right? Do you think that something happened in that house that night and Alex was there to see along with him, allegedly?
Allegedly, I think he was there and he knows what happened.
Huh.
And he's just like, oh man, this is real bad and I hate all this.
That's where I thought you were going with it. That's where I thought you were going with it.
I think that he was just like, oh no, what do I do now?
What do you do when somebody is, say that is the case? Again, everything you hear on this show is allegedly. If you haven't heard it from law enforcement, it is not true. We are just speculating and having a conversation. And
right.
Again, if they did say he did no, like you're saying, right? Say he did no, and him and Jordan knew that, and then you have him talking to the families and Jordan not. Imagine how Jordan must feel if that was the case.
I think they all feel bad. Honestly, I think everything went wrong for everybody that night. Like you were talking, like, did we end this? There was no malintent. I don't think anybody did anything on purpose that night. It just, all the wrong things happened. They were all having a good time. They were having all the boys were together. They were just having the bomb time. And then they just got the wrong stuff from whoever. I don't think Jordan concocted some weird thing in his lab or whatever. I think it just all went wrong. It happens to people,
And
they just was having a good time.
What about because I seen a report on an article and it said specifically that Alex, I don't know where they got this information from. Again, this was from an article, ladies and gentlemen, the people that are listening in. It said that Alex contacted people about drugs at the house. Like what? I'm trying to figure out more about where that came from, but I was never able to find a lead on that. I just seen it on an article. Does anybody remember reading that article where it said that Alex was contacting people about drugs that night in an article?
It seems like I heard that on something, but I'm like you. I don't know where it came from. I maybe heard it secondhand somewhere. But I mean, if you out partying, stuff happens, you know? I don't know. I just don't know. It's just crazy. But I honestly think nobody did this on purpose. I don't think this was a whole purpose thing. I think, you know, bad stuff comes up in drugs all the time nowadays.
The moral of the story is don't do no damn drugs.
That's the moral of the story. You're right. You're right.
I mean, this is what it leads to.
Mm-hmm.
You know? But man,
I don't know. I just don't know how to feel about it. It's like sometimes I feel like this person brought it, but at this point, do we really worry about who brought it? Is that what the cops are trying to do? Like figure out who brought the drug? Is that
they're definitely going to be
right
on
now?
that? Hell yeah! A pre-planned. Somebody said a pre-planned drug party is a bit of. Oh wow, this is more of the Kayla speaking on it. You said this may answer some questions about going into the backyard and why friends assume they didn't go to work Monday, Tuesday. Took this screenshot a few days ago. Hope it helps. Oh, thank you for sending it in. I definitely appreciate it, Sarah, and I'll leave it at that. A pre-planned drug party is a bit of it. All right, so Kayla, the one that made do you remember the screenshot that came out on the news with her talking about her husband beating on the door, and then she beat on the door, and then April beat on the door, and then she broke in? Well, here's her speaking. She says a pre-planned drug party is a bit of an overstretch. I was one who went to Jordan's house that night. No one could go around back as Jordan had a 6 foot tall privacy fence and it was locked. Honestly, I thank God it was. As friends, we went to check on them first, not thinking anything of this magnitude would happen. We all wanted to believe they were ignoring us. We wanted to believe anything but this. I'm not friends with Jordan, so I'm not sure why his dogs weren't home. I've been asking the same question, but I've heard they frequently go to his dad's. Not sure why. As far as jobs, Ricky worked as a work construction, his father's company. Clayton laid flooring, and Dave was in between jobs, car salesman. With weather, construction is off and on, and they weren't working those 2 days, to my knowledge at least. They were great men who didn't deserve this. So that's touching up more on the subject of the backyard. So the gates were locked. They couldn't get into the backyard. And that kind of answers the question more about why people didn't, go by there Monday to check on them so quickly.
Yeah.
That kind of sheds a little bit of light on that for me. But I mean, what's your thoughts here as we talk about this? I feel like tonight will be, I'm not saying it's the final chapter on this story in general, but until the new news comes out, which could be Monday, who knows when stuff's going to come out? It could be Monday, next week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. There's an ongoing investigation right now, very limited information. Nothing else is really coming out. So in case some more stuff comes out, we're definitely going to continue to cover it, but in case more stuff comes out, I don't know. What's your thoughts here? Do you think there's going to be an arrest, or you think it's going to just be silent?
I think it'll be silent. I think it's just going to go. I think anything they find out will be kind of quiet. You know what I mean? It won't be out big public or whatever,
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I mean, I feel bad for everybody's family and all like that, but this just happening like all the time now. All the time now. Even for, even for the plug, test your stuff before you sell it. You know what I'm saying? Folks are dying out here in the streets. People are dying for real. Don't do drugs. Don't sell drugs. But if you do, test it. Don't kill people. People are dying left and right all the time now.
People are
Yep.
sure are dropping left and right. Well, I appreciate you calling in.
Mhm.
Thank you for being a voice in the community. Make sure you lock your doors. Stay safe. Again, thank you for the conversation. It was great. God bless you, ma'am.
Good night.
Good night. Shut up there. Good phone call. 219-885-9693. As we continue to cover this story for the night, there's not been any real information coming out. There's nothing. It's quiet. That I did find out the investigation is still open, the death investigation, but no new news whatsoever. I even messaged Adriana and asked her, hey, is there any new news? Anything? Nothing? Nothing whatsoever. No new news. Nothing has came out at all. So, but again, there's still a lot of questions in this case. Where did the drugs come from? It was Jordan the plug, allegedly. Now that's people, looking from the outside in, making those assumptions. Where was Alex? Was there one dog there? Was there two dogs there? What's going on? Why is it still open as a death investigation? The people want to know. They want it to go away. They wanted to call that cool OD. That sounds like a troll name. Like a troll name, 100%. Thank you, caller. Tina Long says, I believe this case would be closed if they weren't pursuing stuff. You think so, Tina? I kind of am with you on that. I feel the same way. Why is it not closed? Because they could just mark it easily as an overdose, right? So obviously they see something that they're investigating. The family's been pretty quiet. Have you heard from any of the families? Seen any outcry from the families? Has anybody in here seen any outcry from the families within the last week? Let me know. News. You said news. Colorado dorm shooting, 2 deaths, no explanations, but ongoing threat. No ongoing threat. What? Oh, shit. 2 people found dead inside dorm room on University of Colorado Springs campus. Dead with a gunshot or the dorm of Springs. Oh, wow. 908. It's never too late. What's going on? You're live.
What's up, Trev? It's Chris. How are you?
What's going on, my man, Chris? I'm hanging in there, my brother. How about yourself?
Doing okay. Doing okay.
I hope so, man. Hope you're doing okay.
Hanging in there, you know. I don't want to do a DB Cooper on your show, but I wanted to just say one thing. This Rachel Morin case, I know you know about it. With the jogger, they really need to check that kid's DNA from Times Square, the shooter.
Yeah,
he fits every description of this guy. I know the age.
Oh my God! Bing bang!
I don't know how they do like the DNA with the minors, if they can swab them or what, but he fits every. I know he came in from Venezuela in September, and this happened in August, right before that. But that doesn't really mean much with the border stuff going on, you know. But that's all I want to say. I don't want to do a DB Cooper on you, you know. So
no, you're good, brother.
But they really need to check that DNA, see if it's a match. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, with this Chief thing, with the fans and everything, I don't think that I think it's just going to be ruled as an accidental overdose, and they're going to be looking for a supplier, and it's really hard to show if something was laced and given to them or anything like that with like malice or foul play.
Right.
So I don't think it's gonna go too far, bro. You know, I think it's just gonna and I don't know what they would list on the death certificates right now because they have to bury them, so they need death certificates. So it's got to be, is it undetermined or eventually they have to put something on the death certificates for the families, right?
Yeah, it's a great question. I have no idea.
Yeah. I used to be married to a funeral director, so she was she would have told me, but I'm divorced now. So, but yeah, I just wonder what they do with that, because they have people that are actually buried or cremated, even, and then the death certificates are like undetermined until they could prove otherwise to change them,
Yeah, I don't know what's marked down there. That's a great question. If they got the tox back, then I mean, do they have the cause of death back?
But they were pretty much buried before the tox came back. From what,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. They had their funerals, absolutely, or at least as far as we know. Now, we do. There's some weird things there though, Chris, because people from the families early on were speaking out. I heard that they were laced with fentanyl. Well, where did that come from? Because it wasn't out yet, at least to our knowledge, in case they got some preliminary and knew right away that there was fentanyl in their system. I have no idea.
That's another great question you bring up, because they were right off the bat with everything you showed through the, I guess, the Instagram and stuff like that. It was fentanyl right off the bat. I mean, like the next day, fentanyl, right? So that's a good question. Yeah, I don't know how they know, fentanyl right off the bat, but yeah,
Well, then I mean, this was just a family. It was the family saying that. No, he said my one of those men was my uncle, and he wasn't something. He was laced with fentanyl, is what the nephew was saying. So when I first seen, and then you seen Jennifer Marquez, she followed up on that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's 9/11 right now, but yeah, no, she followed up on that, and I was like, whoa, hold up, what did they know, or what have they heard that we haven't? Thank you, Jim. I appreciate it.
Yeah, that was quick, to come up with that. And I was thinking carbon. I remember when I first called in, I was like, it's got to be like carbon monoxide or something,
Yeah.
And it's crazy. Even those guys over there in Maryland, the Maryland mystery with the 3 construction workers.
Yes, sir.
Outside the rock.
Right.
There's no conclusion to that either. They said the law enforcement. The last article I could find was the law enforcement was looking for the supplier where the fentanyl came from, where they got it from. So, you got one guy supplies it to another guy breaks it up and then sells it. Where do you go from there? You can't always go to the source. The source.
So my question for you is: do you think that there will be an arrest on the source that this came from? What do you think? Break it down for us.
No. I think it's just gonna.
Why not?
I think it's gonna be accidental overdose, and that's it. I don't think it's gonna go anywhere. I think that what might happen is they might go after a supplier to see if he was getting stuff before, a habitual user, use a couple times a week or whatever, right?
Yeah.
They'll go after that person, and there would be an arrest. There would be a negligent homicide or manslaughter or whatever they do in Missouri. I don't know. And then I saw that St. Louis was it was growing with fentanyl, huge. St. Louis, Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the city of St. Louis was getting really bad with the fentanyl overdoses and things like that. So, it's sad all the way around, because there's really this stuff is mixed into everything. No one knows, all this stuff just comes in and it's mixed into everything. So it's really hard to say, and to accuse someone and then throw them under a bus and say they spiked their drinks or they did this or they did that. It's really hard without any really concrete proof to say that, right? So, yeah, it's just sad for everyone. I'm glad at least they got some kind of tox back, so they know exactly what took their lives. But it's a lot of negligence there, and then it goes up the chain, because where did this stuff come from? There's people that they go into a restaurant, they die from food poisoning. they can't really, and then they go back and then they find out that this guy, the restaurant got it from a bad supplier, oysters or something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just get and it's got bacteria in it. They didn't know. So how do you really put someone like that, into jail? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
take the restaurant owner, charge him with manslaughter, and throw him away for a year or two. I don't think that's right either. You can't really do that, right? So, and was the guy that got the oyster, negligent? It's going to be one of those things. It's like a big roller coaster.
I just, man, my thing is this. I don't think Jordan killed them, period.
No.
Point blank, period. You want me to tell you why I don't think he killed them? Because if you're going to murder someone, you're not going to leave their damn vehicles in front of your house. Point blank, period. We could talk about it. There is some dumb criminals out there like Meter Thad and them who left the freaking video footage at their house of them drive. That shit's crazy. That's a whole different topic. But again, you'd have to be an idiot to commit something like this. Like some people are out, throwing these allegations that, oh man, I think he murdered them. He made a cocktail. He wanted to screw their butts. He wanted to do this. He wanted to do that. Now, no, because if that was the case, he definitely wouldn't have left their vehicles laying right out there with the keys right there for them, to get access to, for him to get access to and move the vehicles. They would have been ditched somewhere. You know what I mean? So it's like, come on.
I agree 100%. I mean, you can't.
Bing bang.
I can't see this guy like taking out 3 of his friends at his own, where he resides, his own property, and then leaving the vehicles outside. Yeah, that makes a lot. That makes sense to me, brother. I can't see him doing that there.
More waiting on Idaho 4, John. John said, anything new on the Idaho 4? Well, we're going to be having a live about the Idaho 4, like an actual just live for that, with a lot of new things that I'm seeing in it. There is some new stuff, but it's all building up towards the trial, John. So that's a whole separate live that we will be having this week, maybe even this weekend, maybe even Sunday night. Maybe our Sunday night live going into Monday will be that, or it may be a whole different case. Who knows? We'll see. But at some point this week will be an Idaho 4 built live, just we're talking about Idaho 4. So yes.
Yeah, the Idaho 4, man, that's just wow. That's a shit sandwich. It's a shit show, that thing.
Yeah, it is, and then we got to do. I need to do Delphi also. I need to catch up on Delphi. I've covered Delphi. That's been with me since day one. I followed that the day it happened. I remember when everything had went down with Delphi. It was on Nancy Grace immediately when she was on HLN. That's when she was actually with HLN, where Banfield is. Before Banfield had a position, Nancy had that position and was running that, and she covered Delphi, and that's where I had first heard about it and started. I became obsessed with the Delphi case, so we have that one too.
Yeah, those poor little girls, man. Horrible. But that's in your neck of the woods somewhere, isn't it?
Then it's in America. America's my neck of the woods. You know what I mean? America's my neck of the woods. Everybody, people, just in general, man. America's our neck of the woods around here. If it's in America, we could get there. Anybody could get there.
Yeah, no passports. But I mean, the last I heard with Delphi, Trev, was that they were almost ready to release this guy because it's so bumbled everything. Like,
yeah, I've seen that being said too, but I don't know. Will Richard Allen get off on that? I don't know. That's another topic of conversation that is that I want to talk to the people about. So we'll save that for that live too.
Bing bang.
All right. So I wanted to throw that out with the Rachel Morin thing, and then these poor 3 guys, and
it is in Indiana. The Richard Allen case, Delphi is like Let's see. I don't know exactly. I don't know exactly what it's near, where it's by, where it's. I just know Delphi is in Indiana. It's not too far. You could probably get there from Chicago in 2 hours or less. You know what I mean?
That's kind of a remote place where they were at, right? Where the bridge was at and stuff, where they were walking, and
Yeah.
it's kind of remote, yeah. Oh, by the way, I saw your the last cemetery video you did with the to kind of recap what you did with the
Yeah,
cemetery.
that was wild.
I can't believe that Anthony, that guy you talked on the spirit by, that Anthony Warlock.
Bro,
He was almost the guy that goes, "What's up?" I was like, "Whoa," you know.
I was like, "Is there anything you want to say?" And he goes, "What's up?" And I was like, "Oh shit."
If you look at his gravestone, he's a badass. That guy. He's RCAF, Royal Canadian Air Force, which flew British for Britain. They flew the Lancasters over Germany. And then he's Squadron 166. It says on there. That's why it doesn't say World War. It doesn't say U.S. It says World War II. That guy's probably a badass. I'll let you look him up and see what I could find on him. He's probably a badass. He was ready to have a conversation with you.
Yeah, bro. No, it's
cool.
That's a haunted cemetery, World War II cemetery. I'll be going back because I didn't get into the one spot I wanted to get into where they see the apparitions at, and that's the main spot I wanted to go to. But yeah,
If you review that video that you did, just look at his headstone and the markings on it. It says Squadron 166, and it says Royal Canadian Air Forces, RCAF, and look them up.
No, dude, if you go back at one point, I was like, yeah, he served. I'm talking about them serving in the Army, and I got corrected by one that said, no, Navy. If you go back and listen, you'll find it. It goes, no, Navy. They told me that they were in the Navy, not the Army, and they corrected me.
When you first started doing that, it sounded like because I didn't realize what was going on. You know, I just heard the spirit box going. I'm sorry to D. Cooper your show here. I just wanted to get this out to you. But, you know, it sounded like he was talking about like on a mic, like he was in a tank or an airplane. And I'm saying, then it comes up Navy, bam, right?
Yeah.
I love this stuff. You know, I'm sorry, I love this stuff.
Me too. Me too.
It comes up Navy. And if you remember World War II, we didn't really have an Air Force. We had the Navy had the Air Force from the aircraft carriers. So that makes sense, but I'd like to find out more about this guy. This guy he was almost ready to sit down and have lunch with you or something, dinner with you. You know, he was like, it was pretty cool.
That's why I'm in the field, brother. That's why I'm in that field and love that side of it, because
it's if you're a curious person and you like true crime and you're a curious person and intuitive and you got an open mind. Stuff like that is I enjoy it.
I'll tell you what. No, all I tell people is this. Look, you don't gotta like what I do. Just don't. I don't care if you don't like it. Just don't disrespect me, or don't disrespect. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all I said. I get it that people don't like certain things, and I'm not gonna judge you for your beliefs, and hopefully you don't judge me for mine. And if you do, then I guess we don't connect, because that's what I believe, and that's what I think. That's what the Rev Gang family is I want to have people from all walks. We should not divide each other based off our beliefs, based off of anything. Nobody should be divided from you know what I mean? The people you want to stay away from are the negative, the negative Nancy's that are always in some type of drama or some shit going on like that. That's the type of shit you want to stay away from. You want to let all love and light in. You want to be able to have a conversation. You don't want to have stale conversations. You want to be able to have something to talk about. Without a bunch of people around that think differently, you're not going to be able to have that. And in order to have that, also, there has to be some common ground where everybody gets along and we're able to have those conversations. And that's why I've opened this platform up the way that I have, is because I want to talk to people who have different mindsets. I don't want me to tell everybody my opinion and then people try to borrow that opinion or stand behind me like, yeah, that's that. I want people to think for themselves, talk to me, whether we believe the same thing, have the same opinion, have the separate opinion. We should be able to still be able to connect at the end of the day and show each other respect it without being dramatic towards each other, because that's what goes on. You see one person will be like, oh, well, Jordan, did this and that. And then another person, they get angry and mad. And next thing you know, people are snapping and fighting and chatting. And I'm like, what's going on? Like, it's just a conversation. We're having a conversation, a respectful conversation. You know what I mean? That's what I want. That's what I thrive for this community to be like, is to where we can have a conversations without fighting and arguing like little kids. This is debate. We're all interested in true crime, right? All of us are. We all find an interest in true crime. All of us.
Absolutely.
That's why we're here. I love it to death. I love this shit so much. It keeps me up all night. Bro, like, listen, man, I've lost sleep over just people in my community that I've lost, that left. People, just that's how deep I am with this community and how much I love it. I get to know certain people. I let people into my life as friends, and some of those things have bitten me in the ass before, and some of them haven't. But in general, I think that if you're going to lead a community, you have to be in that community. You can't just turn on a fucking camera, hit record, and then get off and think that that's it. No, I feel like if you are leading a community, and you need to be out talking to the people in your community, you need to have conversations with these people in your community, like I am with you right now, Chris. Not only that, I feel like it's important for that type of engagement, and I give that a chance by where people come into Discord. Some people bitch about it and complain, but in general, that's where I am most of the time. Recently, I haven't been, because I have a lot of shit going on personally with my health, and my MRI is getting done. I don't know. Maybe I have cancer. Maybe I don't. I don't know. I'm freaking the fuck out. But people don't know that. They're like, where's Trev? He's not live. He's not live. But I'm going through a lot of shit, like as far as health wise and things on the other side of the scene. But I love true crime so much that I will put those things on the back burner just to do what I want to do, which is be live a lot. And recently somebody left a comment and said that something about my health, and I read their comment like 50 times in a row, and I kept reading that same comment, man, and I picked up the phone and I started making doctor's appointments, and it just connected with me, because they're like, you need to take care of yourself and do these things. So I just put like that one comment. I can't remember her name off the top of the head, but she told me that I need to go get my cough checked, and she was worried about me. And I swear, I just kept reading it and processing that comment, and I just picked up that phone and made that appointment. Simple as that, man. Like that's how much this community means to me. I pay attention to all the comments, different stuff that people say. There's some ignorant stuff here and there, but you gotta be able to breeze by the ignorant and see the good, But
well,
Kurt,
I'll tell you, man. Speaking about the cancer, I got some stuff going on with me with the cancer and stuff like that, and
I'm sorry to hear that, brother.
I have a couple spots here and there. I've been through the MRI, and it gives me a lot of anxiety and depression.
Yeah, well, I lost. Well, then, and that's the thing that's scaring me, Chris, is that I've lost like 40 pounds in the last 2 months.
Yeah, and and I don't talk about it. I don't like to tell anyone that, what I'm going through and stuff. That's why I sell my business and everything, so I don't really talk.
Damn, brother.
I try to be a strong guy, I try to be like, a good guy, and I still I do whatever I can for anybody, so I'll leave it at that, man. And, I'll, if you ever need me or anything, I feel like a certain connection to you. It's because
brother, I appreciate you, man.
And if you need someone to talk to or anything, what's going on, I'd be happy to sit down and talk to you, whatever, So yeah, I'm getting a little choked up. I'm sorry.
It's all right, brother. You're good.
Yeah. You got my note. You got my personal number. You got my name. Everything. I'm not a fake or.
Yeah, no, Chris, you've been here for a while, brother. I truly, sincerely believe you.
you know. So
I feel
so
it. I feel the love when I talk to you, brother. There's a difference between, you know, certain things, and I feel that with you, brother. Thank you. I appreciate you extending that, and I truly, I'm gonna pray for you, man. I'm gonna pray for you, and hopefully you get by all that, and we will talk off the cuff. I will extend and send you a message, my brother. Thank you so much for that. Thank you for sharing your story with us, and thank you for calling in and having an opinion and sharing your thoughts and being a voice in the community tonight, brother. We appreciate you. God bless
yeah,
you. I'll talk to you soon, and I want to talk to you more about what you were just talking about before, because that, you know, somebody
yeah,
you could use something. And I'm gonna reach out to you. All right.
yeah. You're in my prayers too, man. You be well, and I'll talk to you soon, man. I'm sorry. I got a
No, you're
little luck
fine.
at the
You're
end.
you're good, brother.
I'm
You're
very
good.
sorry.
It happens, man. It
Yeah.
happens, Chris. You're good. We love you, brother. Thank you,
All right,
man.
guys. Yeah, we love you guys too. Take care.
Thank you,
Bye.
Chris. Shout out to Chris, man. You never know what the next one is going through. You really don't. You don't know what the next person is going through. That's woo. Something, you know, just that's why I love I love talking to people. Because you start to talk and then you tell your story. Next thing you know, somebody else is going through the same, and you find out you're not alone. You're not, you get what I mean? You're not alone. Somebody told, you know what, Journey, this actually clicks in my head because I went to the emergency room one time and they told me my thyroid levels were fucked up. And that's always sad in my head. 231, what's going on? You're live.
Hey, bud. How you doing? This is Linda. I called a little while back, and I just wanted to say, now that you're taking care of your health, try not to worry because you're being proactive, which is a good thing. And they'll get you fixed up. You know, you just take one day at a time, and either way, you know, you just spend time doing what you're doing. You enjoy doing this. Spend time with your family, and it's all good, you know. Either way, whatever happens, and they can do so much these days to make you well.
Yeah, yeah.
So I just didn't want you worrying. I want you to feel positive
Well,
about
no,
being proactive.
well, like I registered the comment that I read from this woman that wrote a
Mhm.
comment, and that when I read it, it made me think about my cough that I've had for the last 3-4 months, and now I'm feeling it in my chest and the right side, and I've just been wheezy. I can hear this wheezing going on for the last 4 or 5 months, and that just started. That's why I had enough. I had
That's
enough. I went to
good.
the
That's good
emergency
that
room.
you're taking care of
Not
yourself.
only did I go to the emergency room, they gave me an MRI there, and then I had to go get another one. See my
Oh,
doctor
that
this
makes
week.
my heart so happy that you're taking care of yourself
So it
and you're
all
not just
started last week.
ignoring it. Good, good, good for you. Because that's what you do. You be strong and find out what's going on. And they have such remarkable medicine these days, and they can make you well. And and like I said, either way, just every day, one day at a time. You do what you enjoy doing and spend time with your family and friends and just enjoy each day, one day at a time. Be strong and feel positive about what you're doing because, like I said, they can do so much these days.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, it's scary not knowing because I've had a few
Yeah.
scares before. I had a problem before, but we got through that before. So if it happens again, it happens again. I'm not scared. It's just, you know, it does consume energy, and
Yep.
you got to learn to
What did I
balance both
hear
of
the
those.
other day? 95% of the things we worry about never even happen. So,
Mhm.
you know, never even come to pass. So it could be something that's very easily taken care of, give you some medicine or, you know, and even if it's something hard that you got to go through,
Yeah.
lots of people are going through and they're making it, you know, they're making it.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. That's crazy how I lost 40 pounds in like the last 2 months. That's the part that's,
That is, stress can do that. I don't know, but stress can do that too.
We'll see. I just been feeling weird and sleeping longer, and just the things have been a little weird. That's all.
Have you had an appetite?
No.
No. Well, try to force yourself to eat.
No
anyway,
appetite. I
even
feel
if
like
you.
I'm gonna throw up after a couple bites. It's just it's weird. Trust me, it's weird. It's not more.
What
It's
about like yogurt and cottage cheese? Or scrambled eggs and toast?
Yeah, scrambled eggs. I could get through that.
Yeah, that's a good one. Try to stay off the caffeine, I guess, would probably be a good. I don't know if you're on caffeine or not. I know I drink way too much coffee.
Yeah, I cut my intake down on caffeine though. Big time. Big time.
I just wanted to tell you to be positive about what you are doing, since you are doing it and taking care of yourself. And it made my heart so happy to hear that you are taking care of yourself and getting some advice. And they'll fix you up.
Yeah, I got some advice from my therapist yesterday. I went and see my therapist and was like, man, I just was more open than usual. I just came in there. My therapist was probably like, what this man got some wild problems. I came in there and dumped it. I let the clip off. I let her know. I was like, look, man, I'm going. I let all that stress out. I don't care.
Awesome.
I go to a therapist. I've always went to. It helps me. But
There's nothing wrong with that. There's therapists are great people.
Yeah, but usually I don't go in and just dump it all. Like this time, I went in there and just let it all out.
I have a golden retriever, and I walk him every day, and he's my therapist. He's my therapist. He's all I got. Him and my cat are all I had. I'm a widow for 7 years now, so.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that.
No, it's all good, and but like I said, I know that they can do wonderful things, and I just wanted to tell you to be positive about what you're doing. That's all, and try not to worry. Try not to think about it.
Oh, nah, I'm good. I'm good. I get through it every time. You know.
Okay, just spend each day doing what you enjoy, and that will make each day go by better.
But sometimes, I don't know. Like they put me on this antibiotic, and it just seems like I've been sleeping. I'm literally slept like 15 hours at each clip. The antibiotics been stuck. I don't know what it is, but
sometimes sleeping through getting sick. If you're on medicine, it's going to make you better. Sometimes sleeping through the being sick part is nothing wrong with that, as far as I'm concerned. You know, and that sleep is a healing process. It quickens the healing process.
Yeah.
I don't get enough sleep. If I slept more, I'd walk a lot better. If I slept more, I don't sleep enough. So, yeah, there's nothing wrong with sleep, and they get you back on your feet, and you'll be going on 3 hours or whatever. You won't need that much sleep once you get yourself better.
Well, usually I weigh what I weigh now. That I'm 194 now. That's around what I normally am at, 185 to 195. But like where I was at was super uncomfortable for me to be at. Like just for myself.
How tall are you?
I'm short. I'm 5'6". I'm short as hell.
Okay.
I'm short, but stocky.
It's not too short. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
A lot of muscle, probably. Yeah.
All the men in my family are huge. Like my dad's side they're all my cousins like 6'11". We got big boys in the family.
I know. I just was glad to hear you're getting yourself taken care of, and I want you to be optimistic about what you're going through now, and you're being proactive, which is a healthy, good thing. Just try not to dwell on it until you get all your test results back, and like I said, even then, if something turns out, they'll probably turn out good. They'll probably fix you up. But if it goes the other way, just spend each day doing what you enjoy.
Exactly. I'm gonna do what I love until the day I go away, which I got plenty of time. I'll be here forever. So
That's right.
I
You
got
are.
some
You're
good smell.
young. Yes, you'll do just fine. Besides, we all need you, so you better stick around. Better not go nowhere. We need you.
No doubt. I'll be here. No, I ain't going nowhere.
Okay.
I've been here for how
All
long?
right.
Like I mean, consistently doing what I'm doing now for how long? I mean, with times where I do take breaks and things, and you know, we go through things in life.
Right.
And of course, I'll be absent from certain times on YouTube, but for the majority of the time, I'm gonna be here. And when I am here, I'm gonna be here full time. Because this is what I
How
love
many years
doing.
have you been doing this?
Particularly this, as far as true crime, I followed it my whole entire life. But as far as on YouTube, Kylie Rodney case, September 6th, I believe, was my first live, 2022.
Okay. All right. See, I can't watch the scary shows on stuff and on TV and everything, but I don't know. Every once in a while, a case will come along, and like the Kohlberger case and this one, and it's just I don't know, and I don't have a problem following like the news. You know, it's not they don't show you the bad things, you know, and stuff. But yeah, my kids are all into that. All the scary video games and all the occult stuff and everything. I'm just, I was too, and I used to read all the Stephen King books, all that, but then I got into some religion, and they tried to tell you to stay away from that stuff. So that's why it makes me nervous now. But I don't judge anybody for what they do. I enjoyed it for many years. My kids enjoy it. So it's like,
Yeah.
and I believe it. They believe some of it, and I believe it enough to stay away from it. But yeah, I don't judge. I like the way you run your show. Everybody has an opinion. If everybody had the same opinion, it would be a pretty darn boring world.
Yeah, but when I came on here tonight, I was thinking in my head, like, this is gonna be. I want to cover this as people that have been hitting me up about it. Still, I want to cover it, but until I feel like this should be the last live on it until some new stuff comes out,
right?
Or we could get our hands on the files that of what the police being called, what they found, etc. That's when we could take an extra look at it. But there's really nothing else to talk about or to look at right now with everything going on, besides us speculating and just speculating on the same thing that we're speculating on every night. That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of cases. There's a lot of different things that I've been looking at and reading.
You had some
Tons
good
of
callers tonight. I do think it's gonna. I don't know if there's gonna be any charges. I think they're probably just trying to. I don't think anything was intentional, but so it's like well, yeah. What would you do if you were all partying and you fell asleep and everybody was gone when you woke up? You freak out majorly. And like that one comment somebody said, if their family was all accusing you and stuff, well, would you want to talk to them either? It's like, so you can't, if you're not in somebody's shoes, it's hard to say what you'd really do, and, but you did have some good callers tonight. Yeah.
With this case is, I don't know. I feel like the end result is the person who ended up selling whatever drug it was. But then again, I think I know where the problem is. Think about it. Fentanyl, marijuana, cocaine.
Yep.
You could have a marijuana dealer, a cocaine dealer, and a fentanyl heroin dealer. And that could be the issue because they don't know where it came from. Which one was it in? And which batch was it in?
All of it these days. I believe you cannot. It's not like the old days back in the day. Everybody used to know somebody and get stuff, and be occasional users, be regular users. There was no problem with it. You'd never had this stuff, but they're lacing it all these days, and I don't know why. Because I guess maybe they're not too smart and they think they're going to get repeat business, but instead or maybe who knows? I'm not much of a conspiracy theorist, but maybe it is another country's way of trying to get rid of us. Who knows? They're doing a pretty good job, and all this infighting between all of us. I'll need to learn how to respect each other's opinions, like you do on your show, and get along and start getting some stuff done.
You know what the problem is in America these days is that everybody has to borrow someone else's opinion to be valid, to fit in with people. And you know what? I'm sick and tired of that shit. Everybody should be able to have their opinion and what they believe without being judged and treated like shit.
Yep, exactly. I lost my whole family. My sister, who I talked with for 3 hours every day on the phone with for years, and like they're very religious and huge Trump fans, and I don't know if I said something about COVID or what. I knew I couldn't talk about politics because I'm a Democrat and she's a Republican. But I think I said something about COVID once, and I never heard from her again for almost a year. She didn't want to,
Wow.
It's like it hurts.
And that's
And
sad.
she finally called and, apologized sort of, but in a roundabout way said, "Oh, I've been sick. That's why I haven't called you." Baloney. I know why you haven't called me, and it's like, because I believe differently, and that bothers you, and it's like, and that can't. People all just watch one news source, and that's the news source that is what they want to hear.
Exactly.
It's
narrative driven.
Yes, yes. But hopefully we'll wisen up and get it all figured out, I don't know. I just I think I have hopes. I'm optimistic for the future. I know it looks bleak right now these days, but like I said, when it looks too bleak, I'll just turn the TV off and take my dog down to the lake or out in the woods, or
I don't
play with
blame
my
you.
cat.
I mean, this is, I don't know, man.
I have a
Everybody's
couple of sons, but they're far away from me, so I don't get to see them very often. I saw them at Christmas once or twice a year.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, it kind of sucks. I guess I should work on that this year, maybe, and see if we can work.
Oh, you can always
more
get that
visits in.
together. You can get that
We
together.
talk all the time on the phone, like several times a week for a long time. So I got a good relationship with her. We're just not all into big trips driving.
Is super far for you guys?
No, it's only 3 hours, but
I mean, that's 3 hours is 3 hours though.
well, they're homebodies and I'm homebody, and we all got cats, and the cats don't like to travel, so it's like, I get it. So, and they're busy with their lives. I was young once. I remember I was busy with my, so, but like I said, if we didn't talk on the phone or something all the time, I'd be worried. But now, we send each other gift boxes and gift cards and all that all the time, spoil each other all the time, so it's just, but that's why I say, family is very important. Very, very important. I don't know if you have any. But
my only person, all my family's distant.
oh, that's right. That's right.
My family's super distant. The only person I do have is my dad, and then I have my brothers. But like I said, we're all distant. We don't talk that much.
Right.
My mom, I don't
Well,
I don't know where my mom is. I haven't heard from my mom in a while. Last time I heard she was in bad shape, and that was like 7 months ago, but I haven't heard anything about her since then.
you gotta get yourself a partner or a dog or something.
Oh, I got my boy Sosa. That's my baby boy. I got my dog Sosa. I got
what kind of dog?
Oh, he's a mix between German. He's a German Shepherd, Pit Bull, and Beagle mix.
My neighbors they had a German Shepherd before. I babysat him once for a week, but they lost him. But they got a new one, a brand new one. Oh, he's about 10 months old now, but he's just so gorgeous. He's beautiful. Nice boy too. He likes me. They have him outside a lot in the yard, but I talk to him every time I go out there because he barks all the time, and I talk to him all the time when I take my dog out. And yeah, every once in a while I'll see him when his dad's taking him for a walk or a run. But yeah, the animals help a lot. So
for sure.
Yeah, I just wanted to say I'm glad. I feel good about everything, and I'm glad, and you're being proactive and think positive, because that helps a lot.
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate you calling in. Thank you so much. I hope you have a beautiful night. Make sure you lock your doors and you stay safe.
Yeah.
Thank you for being a voice in the community too. We appreciate you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Yeah. Shout out to her. Good phone call. I'm here. I see somebody. Dennis said, "Is there a time limit?" Yeah, there's a limit. There's a limit. We're just talking. I appreciate you, Miss Tandy. Thank you for the love. 470, you on the show. Talk to me.
Hey, can you do me a favor and can you Google something since you have your screen up?
Google. Yeah, Google's open.
All right, so go to Google and type in fentanyl deaths and just go over to the right and click on tools and pick the last 24 hours. And wait till you see what comes up.
So fentanyl deaths, then go over to where now?
I'm pretty sure that's, oh no, put in fentanyl overdose in your search. And then go over right under where you type that in on where your Google search and look under tools. And under tools, you want to click past 24 hours.
Okay, so anytime past 24 hours. Okay.
Yep. Just hit enter and see what comes up.
It shows me accused drug dealer arrested for first-degree murder and 2 fentanyl.
It comes up one after the other. People are getting charged out the ass. Oh, sorry. I shouldn't curse.
No, you're good. This is an adult show. Cursing is allowed. Accused drug dealer arrested for first-degree murder and 2 fentanyl overdose deaths in Pinellas Park.
What's the next one? Is that I think it keeps coming up online. It came up every single one, every single article. A different person getting accused for.
Man accused in Hopkins County, fentanyl death, smoking drugs now linked to more fatal overdoses than injections. So, wow. What's the smoking drugs one more about?
After the other, 18-year-old charged with connection. It's one after the other. So someone's going to get charged.
You see this? Though smoking can reduce some risks like bloodborne infections compared with injection, the CDC said it carries and substantial. Oh, what are we talking about? What are they smoking though? They smoke fentanyl?
Smoke anything?
It says 120 prescription. No, I'm just trying to see what they're talking about smoking because they're saying that specifically in this post that I'm reading, it says smoking drugs now linked to more fatal overdoses than injections. So,
yep.
An 18-year-old charged in connection with teens' fatal fentanyl overdose.
It's one after the other. And that's just in the last 24 hours, T-REV.
They won't even let me click on that, by the way. I don't know what's going on.
Hit more news. Hit more news right under it. There you go.
It won't let me for some reason.
No, underneath it says more news.
Yeah, it won't let me. I'm clicking, but it won't let me click it, which is weird.
Right there. It won't let you click on more news?
No. It's being weird.
Go on your computer.
Yeah, this computer's being weird.
And yeah, I wanted you to do that. And then one last thing, and I'm going to hang up. I'm not even going to tell you who I am. Because all of y'all that really want to call, just keep dialing like I do. I get in every time.
I know who this is. But go ahead.
But look. Also, real quick, go to here. I'll tell you the link. I was just reading this. You will not believe. I did not know, first of all, that you could get. I didn't know fentanyl came in pills. I thought it was all powder.
Oh no! It comes in pills. Xanax, those pressed Xanax bars have it in them, etc. And I guarantee that might be what they came across here. That might be exactly what they came across here.
I didn't know that at all. How do you spell fentanyl? I forgot. N-Y-L. So if I search DEA fentanyl and you go, oh shit, that didn't work. Hold on, I just had the page up.
Man indicted in 2022 fentanyl overdose death in Nashville. There's so many. Garland man charged with murder in connection with Wiley fentanyl overdose. Man charged with murder in connection to 2 fentanyl overdose deaths. Woman dies of fentanyl overdose. Man charged in her death 6 hours ago. More kids are dying of drug overdoses. Could pediatricians do more to help? Man charged months after Cumberland County teen's fatal fentanyl overdose 12 hours ago. Smoking replaces injection as primary method of use in overdose of drugs. Damn, they're talking about this smoking a lot. 26-year-old man charged with murder in connection with fatal fentanyl overdose in Northwest Texas. Man charged with murder in connection to 2 fentanyl overdose deaths. That's the same story. We keep showing that same story. Sandy Spring residents learned how dangerous fentanyl has become.
I googled fentanyl overdose, and that's what came up. How many people are getting charged?
Oh yeah, there's tons. There's definitely tons of people getting charged in here.
Okay, so do one more thing. I'm gonna hang up. Please, guys, go to DEA.com or .gov, DEA.gov, and just look at their front page. It'll blow your mind.
DEA.gov.
I'm gonna hold on until what's her name says. Who was trying to call so bad and couldn't get through? Jelly something. What was her name?
I didn't see that. I don't.
Trying to call through.
I don't see no numbers coming through.
She kept trying. She said she couldn't get through, and I'm like, you just got to keep going. Okay, so look at that. Look at the seizures. DEA fentanyl seizures in 2024.
Hold up, right here. Seized.
Insane. That's how I learned about the pills. I didn't know you could get it from pills.
So
I had no.
you're 11,700,000.
Yeah, pills. And that's in
730 pounds of fentanyl powder seized.
Right, dog, y'all. That's my best friend. 730 pounds seized. That's just, it's only February.
Oh my God!
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I love you, man. You're awesome. And guess what? Dynamite comes in small packages, baby.
I appreciate you. Thank you for calling in. God bless. Lock your doors.
Yes, sir.
Man, shout out to her. Now that's interesting. When looking at it, that's actually very interesting. When looking at it. Look at all these accused people. So, do we think that? Hold up! It says a year later, person arrested. That might be what happens here, guys. That's exactly what might. Hold up! That's exactly what's probably going to happen here. And I'm sitting here thinking about it after reading these and looking. They're charging people a year down the line after. Hold on. Let's go back to this list real quick. Man indicted in 2022 fentanyl overdose. This was friggin' 2 years later. 2 years later. What? What's this? Hold up. They can hold these charges over dude's head for as long as they want to. There may not be an arrest in this, ladies and gentlemen, until two years down the line, 6 months down the line. 17 die every hour in this country from fentanyl overdose, 201 a day. Professor Vona coming through with some numbers. Hope you ain't friends with them bombs. The happy pit. You said, yeah, pills and patches. Ellie says pills and liquid. Ernesta says they can press anything into a pill. That's a fact. What happened in Virginia? I don't know. Did I miss it? I seen something about. I mean, there's most. It's in every state, so you're gonna see so many different things on it, right? Can you see Fenty in the MJ, or is it invisible to the naked eye? In the Mary J, it must be invisible to the naked eye. I don't know what it would look like, honestly, besides like a little grain of something, I guess. I'm not sure. Let me see if we can get a picture of it. Fentanyl. Right? Just hold up. Fentanyl in marijuana picture. Let me get a picture of it so we can see what it looks like. Fentanyl laced marijuana hits Florida. That was June 27, 2019. First, fentanyl was found in heroin. Then it started showing up in cocaine. And now they found it in, hold up, counterfeit pills sold on the street. Pills made it look. Oh, wow. Interesting. What's left her? Oh, wow. It said the girl's mother. So hold up. I got to read this. It says recently a high school girl ended up in a hospital after smoking marijuana with her friends. She reportedly took 2 hits off a joint, causing her chest and throat to start burning. Her friends took her to get something to drink at the corner store, believing that she was dehydrated when she started vomiting and began to black out. Her friends took her to the woods and left her there, said the girl's mother. I don't know if she had a guardian angel, but she was. But she was able to text a friend that was able to determine she needed help. I didn't even know if she was going to be alive when I got there. Interesting. So it was marijuana laced fentanyl that this young girl had smoked. I'm showing you here, by the way. It's a story over here. Fentanyl laced marijuana hits Florida. And it talks about the girl's story. Again, it says first fentanyl was found in heroin, then it started showing up in cocaine. Next, they found it in counterfeit pills sold on the street. Pills made to look like a sedative or opiate painkiller, but consisting entirely of fentanyl. Now it is marijuana that is being laced with fentanyl, and here in Florida, people are suffering as a result. Recently, a high school girl ended up in the hospital after smoking marijuana with their friends. She reportedly took 2 hits off a joint, causing her chest and throat to start burning. Her friends took her to get something to drink at a corner store, believing that she was dehydrated. Right here, it says specifically, when she started vomiting and began to black out, her friends took her to the woods and left her there. Now, said the girl's mother. Now, I don't know if she had a guardian angel, but she was able to text a friend that was able to determine she needed help. I didn't even know if she was going to be alive when I got there. So very interesting that she was able to get a text message off. That story's wild. That's a wild story. The fact that she got that text message off. Oh my goodness. He said, I think the other problem is you can't really see the Fenty in certain situations. I don't even know what it looks like, to be honest with you. He said, reportedly. Yeah, you never know. Reportedly. Randall. I don't smoke it after my friend got some laced with something in 1970s. Mike Jessen said, that's wild. I don't know. Maybe we had to do one last session. Thinking about it. We're thinking about it.
Well, he told me that I have some bad news to share.
Bad at all.
And I don't want it to be like this because we don't live very close. So it's not like he could just come down and tell me, which made it even more difficult. He told me that Ricky passed away, and they're not sure why. They just found his body. So to both of us, nothing made sense right off the bat. And 3.5 weeks later, we're still in the same boat, Nancy. So
heavy traffic
Jonathan,
area.
at the very beginning, what were you told about what happened?
Well, from the very beginning,
Me too.
All the reports and everything, which is the only people we've actually heard from, is media.
Hell no, they weren't her friends.
Especially in the first week, 2 weeks, we never heard anything from the police, but that they froze to death. And that's why we've been so outspoken from the very beginning, is because that is not a cause of death I would ever accept. My brother is a smart man. He ran a large portion of his father's construction company. He was at work all the time. That doesn't make any sense. And he had 3 daughters that he looked forward to seeing as much as he could. So how would he put himself in a situation to freeze to death? Doesn't make any sense.
3
Some
daughters?
friends.
Yes.
What are their?
Hold up, that was that one. There's another one. Oh, this piece right here.
Investigated as a homicide.
Florida, which the people around the person that's overdosing throw them in a cold shower. So that's what people seek. That is the other reason why they would have been outside. They felt they were going to fall out. They started feeling sleepy. They couldn't think. They were drooling. It was difficult to breathe. So you step outside to get something to straighten up before you fall out.
I mean, Dr. Maroney, you and I have talked about this
Texas
100
pictures.
times before,
Documentaries is awesome.
but it's elementary. It was even in The Wizard of Oz.
Check it out.
Remember when Dorothy fell asleep, right, in the poppy field?
What's going on, Donna? Welcome.
She made herself comfortable.
Snow had to wake her up. The cold
Yes,
woke
Hey,
her up.
exactly
That's not
right.
just a kid's
They
story.
seek the cold. To straighten up.
So was the culprit, is the guilty culprit in the death of 3 Kansas City Chiefs fans, all 3 best friends, all too common? A fentanyl OD. Did you hear, Dr.
317, what's going on? You're live. 317, can you hear me?
Yeah.
What's going on? You're live.
Hey, a little bit on.
Can't hear you. You're breaking up, brother. It's like bad.
Bing bong. Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
Let's see what. Hold on. Let me see. The homie service was bad. I don't know where you calling from. Bad service though. Why would Jordan allow friends to do drugs? He didn't test first.
Yo, what's up?
What's going on?
T-REV?
There we go. Sounds a lot clearer. What's going on, brother?
Hey, not much, man. I just wanted to kind of chime in while I got a few minutes.
Yeah, break it in. Break it down for us. What's going on?
Yeah, so with the whole Kansas City 3 kind of thing, I think in the beginning it just started out as what they normally would do with any other game. And the second guy, what was his name? I can't think of off the top of my head. Alex?
Yep. You have Alex Lee. You had Jordan Willis.
Yeah. Yeah, so if he was there at 7, and if it's a fentanyl thing, that stuff typically hits really quick. So if he's there at 7, he's there 5 hours before, their last message at midnight ish. So I'm thinking he saw a lot more than what anyone knows. Like I think he saw all 4 of them OD'd and got the hell out of there.
So you
And
think
that's why
you say you think all who OD'd and who got the hell out there? All 4 of them?
I think Alex, when he was still there, and all 4 of them were OD'd. I don't think they was watching Jeopardy. I think he saw all 4 of them OD'd and got out of there. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, no,
because
I can see what you're saying. I'm actually picturing that. So they all 4 ODs like, oh shit, I'm out of here.
Yeah, well, the other 3 got outside. Whatever happened hit them quick. They got outside somehow, and it wasn't on their own. I think Alex got a lot more to do with it, and I think that's why it's still open.
Nah.
And so I just think Alex just kind of was like, oh, they was all watching Jeopardy when I left or whatever. But
and you know what?
Nobody would.
They could take their time with pressing charges.
Yeah, there ain't in no rush. They want to lock it up just to make sure, they don't want to have no issues, no appeals, none of that. I think Alex
and another thing is they can let him go they could let people go, whoever they're watching, whether it's Jordan, Alex, I don't know. It could be a random Joe Schmo, whoever they're watching. They could let that person bring them to others without them even knowing that they're being watched. So if there is a dealer who did deal it to them, they're probably watching this person and getting enough to get whatever to incriminate themselves. Anything. Looking for text messages like, yeah, man, I probably was the one who sold that, man. I didn't know, dude. Anything.
Maybe take them to a bigger source, to a bigger fish, trying to go for a big fish here, even though Alex might be in the middle of it, or
exactly.
Just to give it time to die down to where they think the coast is clear. And man, I don't know, man. I think Alex is a lot more, because he wouldn't care what Jordan had to say, because he mightn't just know that Jordan was passed out too. I think Jordan overdosed as well, passed out for 2 days. He don't know what the hell happened those 2 days. I think he was overdosed too, but he was inside. But those other 3, I think they got put out there.
So you think that the 3, their bodies were moved into the backyard like Nancy Grace talks about in here?
Oh yeah, and the tracks were covered up by the snow that ended up falling afterward.
She talks about it right here.
Can you assume that if there was a report?
Yeah, they're like, oh, we don't see no tracks in the snow. Well, they could have been at midnight. I mean, it snowed the rest of the night. The next day, it covered all that up.
Alex is just as sus. JW agree with caller, says you smell jealous.
Yeah, I mean, and everyone's like, well, why would he just be sitting in the chair and the other 2 laying out in the grass? Because he was the first one to go out there. They sat him in the chair, and then the other 2, they they didn't have the manpower to really lift them up into no chairs. They just drug them out there.
Damn. That's some they
Yeah,
got some
and
heavy weight though.
yeah, and people's like, well, why would they drag them outside so the smell of decomposing bodies don't happen inside the house?
They would have to carry him, right? Come on. I mean, like if they dragged him, that's law enforcement's going to see that immediately, or at
Yeah,
least the
tag
coroner.
team though.
You'd have to carry him
Tag
almost
team.
by arms or quick, you know what I mean? Or however, I don't know. I haven't carried a dead body, so I can't say how you're going to carry a dead
Yeah.
body. But I mean, two
Well,
people, you know.
yeah, but I think both of them was in on it.
Going on,
They
Mark?
both know what happened. You know, after the fact, they both know what happened. But I think he got there. They all were just hanging out like normal. He might have brought the stuff. I'm not for sure about that. You know, allegedly. You know, but man, he saw what happened. He's like, I'm out of here. Gone. Why else would you leave right there at midnight? If he's getting lit too, he might just be the dealer. He might not be the user. You know, the monkey don't eat their own bananas. You know, if you're selling them.
That boy said the monkey don't eat his own bananas. Huh?
Yeah, if he's selling them, he ain't eating them. You know, so I just kind of think it's a little strange. He just got out of there. Like everything just happened after that. I just don't believe it.
If it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck.
Like a duck. It's a duck.
It's a duck. Who said that? Who said that one night? I forgot who called it and said that.
Call Dago.
Yeah, I mean, it's just real weird, man. I just think, you know, for Alex to just get out of everything, you know, Jordan, the way everything came to seem out, you know, it just seems like he got smoked too, you know, but he was just inside.
Emotional damage.
Too far gone. It was too late, so they got him outside. And they just didn't want that smell up in his house. Jordan's like, man, I don't know what to do, but got to get him out of here. He lives there.
No, man, it is mighty. I will say this: it is mighty awkward or weird how everything just happens to fall in place so perfectly. Dogs over here. Friend leaves so perfectly at this time, but yet 3 people are in this backyard now. Whether, like I said, Alex and Jordan allegedly to me know something. One of the two.
I agree with you.
And I'm not.
Allegedly.
And I'm not. I don't blame Jordan for nothing. I don't think that he murdered anybody. I don't think that's not what Jordan was out to do. He wasn't out to murder. He wasn't out to do none of that shit. He was out. They were having a good night, a regular night. They were having a good night, getting high, whatever. Allegedly, and something happened, and the only people that know were the people that were there. Point.
Yeah, the survivors.
Period. The people that were there know. The people the next day. Also, I mean, he did live at that house. He didn't sleep 43 hours. I'm not buying that. Now him possibly being dope sick and in bed and I can, print him out a ticket for okay, you were sick in bed and you didn't go as far to your backyard or go out front, or you didn't go pick your dogs up or call your dad. You didn't do none of that stuff, right? You just you slept for you were in bed for 43 hours, sick as a dog. You didn't go do a shower. You didn't hit the sink. You didn't make no food. I get it. So
yeah,
and you also you didn't open up that front door and just see Clayton's fucking vehicle out there, nobody's vehicle there. That's the shit that I'm having trouble buying when it comes to this case. I'm having trouble buying that shit, and I'm not buying it whatsoever. I think that one of them knows something, bro. I honestly feel that way. One of them knows something about what happened here that night. I don't think that they went out back and panicked and ran and fell and nobody knew. I think somebody knew. In fact, I feel like someone knew that they were there. Point blank, period.
They called.
Right. That's just my speculation. And that's why, because a lot of us that's all we have right now is to speculate. We're only hearing all these different things. That's why I said I think at this point, until law enforcement finishes up their investigation or puts out the rest of anything, we have to move on from it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, like always, I just figured I'd come in and drop the coach there.
You know what I mean?
But
Well, but I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for calling in, man. Thank you for being a voice in the community, my guy. Make sure you lock your doors. Shout out to your dogs in the background. Love dogs. Give them a pet for me, man. And
yeah, I will.
I
Thank you, man.
appreciate you, my brother. God bless you. Make sure you lock the
Hey,
doors when you
I'll
let them
catch you
dogs
later.
in, man. Stay safe.
All right. Thank you, brother. We appreciate you.
Yeah, me too, brother. God bless. Shout out to him, man. Good phone call. My man. The man with the plan. He said if my son is having people at his house to watch a game, he always brings his dogs to my house so they won't be in the way, or so he doesn't have to watch them around several people. Yeah, that's a good point. And it does happen. I'm not saying that I haven't heard that. I'm not saying that I haven't heard that people bring their dog, but it's just conveniently the right time. Most people I've been over, the houses I've been over, though, nobody's bringing their dogs to their parents' house. That might be, I don't know. Maybe that's so. It's unheard of where I'm at, though. In case you're going out of town. 423, what's going on? You're live.
Doug from Tennessee.
Doug in the building, man. Doug, man, I'm trying to think. Do you drop your dogs off at somebody's house before you have friends come over to watch football?
If you're going to have a bunch of people over.
Who you going to drop? Yeah, but what if you ain't got nobody to drop them off to?
Yeah, but he drop them off to his dad because there's a lot of people coming over to the party.
So you're going to drop your dogs off over at your dad's who has Alzheimer's? Your dad might accidentally let them out and they might run out and get hit by a car.
Yeah, but he probably got a place to put them over at his dad's.
I do like the point. That's a good point.
See, my dogs, I got dogs. And if a bunch of people's over here, they throw a lot of fits. They don't like a lot of people.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. That's a good point. I guess I've never heard of it.
And so he's got pit bulls. I got a Chihuahua.
I can see people doing it now that they're explaining. I've heard of a few people doing it via Discord, but just not in my personal life. Have I heard of people dropping their dogs off over here in case they're going out of town or something, but not because they were having company for a football game. And usually their dogs hang out and we pet the dogs too. That's what I'm used to. But
if you're going to have, I say they were more than just 5 or 6 people. I say there's 25 or 30 people at that party.
Yeah. Oh, so you think that there was about 25, 30 people over at Jordan's?
I believe there's a lot of people come over at Jordan's parties that night.
Tell me more. Sure.
I just believe. I just believe it was just a big party, and something got slipped around. They got hot, went outside, and they passed out. That stuff, that drugs, man, it will make people sweat. I have seen it with my own eyes. People out there walking around in circles, thinking they preaching to God. They see people chasing them. They see people chasing them.
I thought that's what meth does to you. Sure.
And meth, fentanyl, all of it.
The meth monsters. I've heard of meth monsters back when I was a kid. I'd be like, man,
yeah.
I'm like, what are you? I've seen some crazy stuff that would blow the average mind. You know.
Right. I have too.
I know. That's why I like hearing from you, Doug. I mean, what are we gonna hear from here on out when we, you know what I mean? What's the new details gonna be next when it does drop, Doug? You got a prediction on that?
I say they're gonna figure out that they just looking for the big man, and that's what they're looking for. They're gonna find out where it came from and charge whoever it came from. And that's why they're keeping it hush.
Yeah, they could take their time to collect whatever evidence they want, and evidence as far as digital footprint, text messages. They could also be, talk to somebody at some point down the line in the next couple months, texting someone saying, "Man, I could have been the one that sold him the drug," and that's all it takes is some shit like that.
That's all it takes. You're responsible for what happens in your house. And, if somebody else brings the drugs, they can't charge him. I mean, how can you charge somebody if somebody else brought the drugs? He's going to have to tell who brought the drugs.
Man.
And if he tells who brought the drugs, he'll get out of it. But they've seen this. The cops have seen that look on people when they dive over the OD. They've seen it several thousand times. It's nothing new to them. And I just believe it's gonna come out that they OD'd and it's gonna pass it right on off as a OD. But eventually, they will find the people who sold it to them. It may be 2 years from now, like when you're reading them things. They got all the time they need.
Man, I mean that's what should happen. Did you see the thing? Were you in here, Doug, when when the woman called in and had me look up fentanyl overdoses? I don't know if you were in. Was that when I did that? But yeah, she had that was a good point. And there was a lot of arrest. I noticed a trend. Arrest happened a year to 2 years later after something like this happened. It's like
because they got to find the person where it came from. And it may not be the only death that happened up there in the Chiefs. It could be more death that we have not heard about it. The news tells you what they want you to hear. And that's it. See, I live here in Tennessee. We had a cop.
Yeah, you live where my favorite artist is from, Upchurch. He's out there.
Right. We had a cop here arrest a girl on a highway, end up 3 miles away from where he arrested her, run into the Tennessee River, and the girl and the cop died. He drove the car off into the Tennessee River. And the little girl was in the cop's car, died, handcuffed, drowned.
Wow. That's wild.
I mean, you got to watch what you take anymore. That's why I believe if they got everything out of the dispensary, you don't have to worry about this stuff being laced. I mean, everything. They just need to regulate it. The doctor need to seize on it, and you wouldn't have nothing that's laced. Like I said, everything you get now, it's got fentanyl. It's got the F. It's got this. It's got that. People will try anything.
Interesting. They'll try.
When I was growing up,
You're right.
Didn't hear fentanyl. Oh, y'all, you huffing paint, huffing glue.
You're right. If there was nothing to get high off of, they found something else. You're absolutely right, Doug. I come from that. And you know what? I remember, that reminds me of something that I need to speak on. Remember Triple C's, the pills that you used to take, the Coricidin?
Yeah.
You would take this Coricidin. If you took a whole box worth of Coricidin, it'd make you trip like you were on acid. And you're right. People will try anything. Guess what? Us as kids, 13 years old, we did it. We went and stole the boxes at Dollar General and swallowed the whole box and literally were tripping for like 24 hours straight.
Yep.
At 13 years old, walking around the neighborhood at 5 a.m, looking at lights, thinking that aliens are flying in. I'm telling you that, and those pills, that we were trying anything back then. I remember that as a kid, trying to get high in a trip. Wow, crazy.
This is how old I am, and people about laugh at me. But have you ever heard of a thing called Toodaloo?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You ever heard about that?
I've heard about it. Yes.
Well, people, that's how old I am. They used to walk around with a rag in their hand, huffing this Toodaloo stuff.
My dad told me about it.
they'd be out there so far, dude, that the train could be coming, they wouldn't move.
That's crazy.
They'd stand and let a train hit them. But people will try anything.
Excuse me. Yes, no doubt.
And that guy that come on there and said that he's a chemist, that he made drugs for everybody. That's far and fetch. But I just believe the boys got a hold of some bad drugs.
I agree, man. I wish that some people would know how bad drugs can fuck your life up, or at least, you know what I mean?
But see, if you get it from a dispensary, you don't have to worry about that.
That's a fact.
So if you got all your drugs from a dispensary, you wouldn't have to worry about it.
Absolutely agree with you 100% on that. And I won't I won't touch it if it's not from a dispensary. I don't care. I won't touch it. I just won't.
I won't touch it if it ain't coming out of the ground that I know of.
Bing bang.
That's the best way.
You gotta hit him with that. Oh my God. What? Who bring the drug?
Well, I won't keep you long. Let other people call in.
I appreciate you, Doug. Thank you for calling in, brother. God bless you. And I hope you have a good night. Make sure you lock your doors. You know what time it is, brother.
See you safe.
Shout out to Doug from Tennessee. Doug from Tennessee, man. We love that. We love you, Doug. We love you. Doug's lit.
Assault are enough
Doug's lit.
to kill a grown man. Is that the culprit? The all too common culprit, the killer in America and in this case? But we've got,
I don't know that Doug's got such a. I got to pause that because I'm thinking about what Doug said about trying different drugs, and everybody will, including children. See, people, it's funny to a lot of people, but they don't. Some people live in this little box. And I feel like they got to come out of it to understand that there is children across America trying this shit. And I think that those people will get it someday. I know everybody in here understands that shit's going on right now in America in several different sections of every state. There is kids getting high young, very young. I mean, I'm surprised to see them at 9-10 years old right now getting high, blowing my mind. And it's a regular trend. You got people's moms willing to buy them packs of cigarettes at 13, 14, 15, 16 years old, which is absolutely insane to me. I don't understand that shit. I really don't. I don't understand that. What that's enabling right off the rip. You're basically saying, here, fuck it, go gangbang. Yeah, you know, that's what you're doing. If you're doing that, if you're buying cigarettes and alcohol and shit for minors, you're basically you're part of the problem. I feel like that's what I feel like. You're part of the problem if you are doing that. You're basically telling them, hey, it's okay. It's okay. No, it's fine. Oh yeah, my boy Damien's about to come serve me real quick. We're gonna get this eighth. You want to smoke? It's fine. And that's how it's going. So when you enable them, bang bong. When you were enabled, you go and do whatever you want to do. I don't care what age you are. That's including that. I felt that same exact way because I was enabled. And then guess what? I overdid it. I was like, all right, if I could do this, and I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want to do, and I did. And it didn't turn out good in my favor, like I thought and felt it was. It seems good during the time when you're having fun and you're having a blast, right? You're basically, when you're doing drugs as a kid, and this is for a message for everybody out there maybe you have somebody who needs to hear this type of message. Growing up, you just want to, you know what I mean? If you're in that type of situation and you're getting high and you just need, you need to understand that you're basically sacrificing having fun now, meaning as a kid, when you're a kid and the teens. And I'm talking about teenagers, and I'm speaking to teenagers only. when I say this, but I want you guys to hear it obviously too, but I'm speaking to teenagers in generally when I say this. And I know that this is an adult show, 18 and up. And if there is some teenagers in here, or if you guys have people or family members that need to hear this type of message, I'm being that serious when I say it. It's, it just doesn't, you're sacrificing your whole entire life, right? You're sacrificing your life by getting fucked up and doing those things and going against the grain. Because when you get older and you become an adult and you have bills to pay and everything starts coming in, you know what? That shit that people sit down and talk to you like, young man, you need to go to school. You need to read books. You need to do this. You need to do that. You start to think about that now. Like now at 33 years old, I think about that shit. That shit's on repeat in my head. I remember seeing some of my brother's friends that were actually good people that pulled me to the side and said, young man, you need to focus on this. And while they were fucking up, but you know what? It still does ring in my head though. I still hear those messages. They still spin on repeat. I sacrificed a good time then to be a fuck up and not do good in school. So I sacrificed I'm not to say that I don't have a bright future ahead of me, because I'm walking proof that you could turn your fucking life around, and no matter what, you're always going to have problems, whether it's in your life or whatever. You just got to learn how to deal with them. But in general, as a teenager, you are just sacrificing the good time to live in the moment, not knowing that you are ruining your future. For most people, it's ruining their futures. A lot of people can turn it around, become some type of star or do something, but not everybody is that lucky and falls down to the statistic of dying from an overdose or going to prison because they weren't guided. I thank God that one message from one of my family members got to me, which was my grandmother. You know what I mean? But in general, teenagers are sacrificing their whole entire childhood or to be an adult, going to school, ruining that. Like, I should have focused on school way more. I could have became more than what I'm going to do now, is what I'm saying. I should have went to school and furthered my education, but I didn't. I only made it to 9th grade and quit immediately. What's going on, Smoke? We all struggle with demons, just got to defeat them. That's right. We all have plenty of demons. We have to beat those demons, man, and overcome them. Shout out to my guy Smoke, by the way. Nice to see you, man. Lorraine. Amen. That's right, T. You're my favorite. Thank you. I appreciate that. I really do. I appreciate that. There's a lot more work to do. I'm not proud of myself yet. I have a lot more work to do. A lot more. I mean, I'm proud of certain things, but I'll be proud when everything around me is. You get what I'm saying? Like this, we're getting there. I'll say that. We're getting there, and I am proud of what I've done so far to get to where I'm at. But we got a lot of work to do. And who is this caller? I don't know that number. Never heard of it. Lock your doors. Stay vigilant. It's a T-REV. You are young. Go back to school. I could, but I don't. It's like I don't want to go back to school. You know what I mean? T-REV, you are really helping people. I feel like I am. I definitely feel like I am. Crack a cold case. Oh my God, me too. T-REV, no family. Ran from them, still battling my demons. Well, I hope you get through. I hope you get through those demons. I appreciate the love, Janet. Thank you. 470, you're on the show. What's going on? Talk to me.
Post your Discord so everybody will stop asking.
Oh shit! I'm in La La Land. I'm on a rant.
It's all right. You're doing great, and you're so awesome.
Rant. I missed that. I guess I missed it. I'm on a rant, not even looking.
Hit that! Oh my God! Come on. I can't hear you right now. You're muted.
I'm muted.
No, you were. I had to shut you off on the TV. Look, hit the oh my God button and post your Discord, will you?
Nah, it's up.
Oh, where? We can't find it. I can't find it.
It is up on the community
Where I went.
right about now.
Oh, okay. Thanks. You rock. Let's go ghost hunting. Come on.
Oh yeah, we can. We
Let's
can.
do it.
We can. We can.
Let's do it.
We can. I appreciate you. I just posted it though.
Thank you, because a bunch of us were asking for it.
I got you. I didn't know. My bad. It's there
Yeah,
though.
but I got to do what I got to do it. I'm like, okay, come on. I'm just gonna follow.
Yeah, it's up there. We're good. I
We
appreciate
love you.
it. All right. God
And we're
bless.
all proud of you. You're so awesome, and you're helping so many people. Be proud of yourself every day.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Helping a lot of us, and I don't know if you realize that, but you really are.
I appreciate that. Genuinely.
We love you, man, and we're your family.
I appreciate it. I love you guys back, man. You guys helped me out more than you would ever know. Going through this shit alone would be hectic. But shout out to all of you guys. I appreciate you.
Well, we're all there for each other, and that's why, like, I'm on YouTube all the time. I don't YouTube myself, but I'm on here all the time. You're the first one that I ever said, "Oh my gosh, I want to be part of this. I love your people that are on here, and I love the atmosphere, and y'all are just awesome."
I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Just as much, and so do all the people that you're putting out these cases for. They really, really do.
I love doing it. I love working on it. Look, I hate the stories and they're heartbreaking of the people and getting to know these people and how good that these people were in their lives and just hearing about the good things and
You know, the
knowing that
hardest
they're gone is so sad.
hardest part is when you find somebody or you identify that unidentified body, and you're so happy that it's solved, and then you go sit with the family, and it's like it's just all the wounds are opened again. It's horrible. So it's like such an up and down, up and down, up and down. That's why you have to stay healthy and stay off the drugs and stay off the alcohol, and you got to keep yourself healthy, because, and especially your spiritual world, because they will suck you dry.
Damn right. Alcohol, I can't stay. I've never been a drinker. Ugh.
I was a bad alcoholic. I actually pled guilty to vehicular homicide 10 years ago. My best friend was killed in a car accident that we were in because I was drinking.
Wow, I'm sorry to hear that.
It happened for a reason. I run the whole, thing, helping people understand that it's not just about that crash. Some of us live through it. It's not all, how they go to the high schools and they have all the crashes and the blood and all that stuff. That's not what it's all about. It's about, how do you learn? Why are you even in that position, first of all? And for all the kids to understand, a DUI, just getting pulled over for a DUI can change your life. But imagine having a vehicular homicide for the rest of your life.
Right. Exactly.
So yeah, I've been through it too, man. And I ran away from home when I was 16 and died to drop out of school in 9th grade.
Well, I'm about to head
I
up. I feel like I'm about to go on. I don't know. Maybe I do a little session. I don't know.
Let's do it. We got to just see. Don't even see what it's about. Just see what happens. Just see what they're going to bring to us, because it could be anything.
I don't know. I feel.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. There's some. I feel like something might be through tonight. I feel like something might come through. We'll see. I don't know. I'm feeling a little.
Thank you. I'm watching the chat. Thank you, Melanie. That's so sweet. A lot of people hate me because of what happened, but God is in control, not me.
Man. Well, let's see.
You gonna do it? You gonna switch us over?
Yeah,
Look,
I think I am about to. Yep.
Love you. We love you. And really, you really are making a difference. And you're doing great. Don't say you're not proud of yourself. You keep being proud every day that
Oh
you get up.
no. I mean, I'm saying in general, there's a lot more to conquer.
Oh yeah, but we're never going to conquer it all. We just take one day at a time.
Absolutely.
So today, I think the ghosts and the spirits are calling for you.
Yeah, I think they are.
All right, I'm out. Love you, Nan.
Gotta get to it. Love you back. Shout out to you. Lock your doors. Shout out to her. Good phone call. I think she might be right though. I think she might be right. The spirits are calling, and we need to talk. We need to have a conversation. I'll see you there, but we have to go over here and see what they think about the super. Have some questions. Come over to the second channel. If you want to come over to the second channel, I'm about to go and do a live spirit box session over there. Live spirit box session. Yeah, some people like them, some people don't. If you're one of those people that don't, you don't have to join us. But if you are one of those people that like it, come over there and check it out. Come hang out with us. We don't only do that. We react to music. We do tons of different things that we don't do over here. So I love you guys. Thank you for everybody who called in. Chris, so many different people called in. Great phone calls. Thank you guys for calling in. This story, I don't know what's gonna happen. That's why I was like, man, I'll do a final live on this, and we got to start covering some other stuff. There's other stories out there that need light. Maybe we start off Sunday with a true crime time. I don't know yet. I haven't decided yet, but true crime time, we'll look at different stories. Whatever story comes across, we'll cover them all and talk about certain different ones. But you never know what ones we're gonna dive into deep and get stuck with, because we get stuck with cases left and right here where we just love it. We're so sucked into the story and everything that's going on that we're just debating it daily. We're debating it daily. New information coming out, new CCTV footage dropping. I'm just talking about things that happen in certain cases, and that's the type of stuff that happens. So we'll see what happens this year. Hopefully not too much. I'd hate that people got to die, but it's happening. And that's why we're covering it, to find out why people kill others. So continue to be a voice for the voiceless. That's what we're going to do here. That's what I do over there too. With my spirit, what I do when I do spirit box sessions, I'm being a voice for the voiceless, I feel like. And I've gotten some very compelling responses over there. Not only have I gotten compelling responses, Gary Galka himself, who designed the device here himself, has commented on my work and gave me a code sign, which was dope, coming from somebody of that high of a magnitude. Gary Galka is the inventor of the equipment, works with Zach Baggins. They're like best friends. It's I don't know, that's great, but I love what I do. Let's go ahead and go over there and do it. If you want to join us, again, hit the link that's dropped in the comments, and I will see you over there.
There's 8 people injured in this building. Again, 8 people injured in this building.
Remember, love and light, and lock your doors. Until next time, Rev Gang family. We are Rev Gang strong.
There's 8 people injured in this building. Again, 8 people injured in this building.
Remember, love and light, and lock your doors. Until next time, Rev Gang family. We are Rev Gang strong.